Boom. All right, we're recording. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the finale episode of Nation of Malice. This is the woo, right? This is an actual playthrough, meaning that we're going to stop sometimes if things don't make sense to try and look things up to make sure we're doing it correctly or doing things that just make sense to the players as well. I've got everything figured out on my end, what the way I envision it, but you know what? I believe Mike Tyson said it best is that all your best plans you have change in a hurry when you get punched in the face. Like that's, I think it was originally said by some more general, but Tyson made it rather succinct. So, yeah, and that's why I love doing this. So I talked with all the players, everyone, and we are going to do the full ending part of it. And so I need to hand this part out. So where we left off is, and you guys can decide what to do with Wendy, what to do with Mr. Nobody, what to do with Al Manzoor's son, Benny, who is there. Um, but otherwise, you know that everything is pretty much going to go down at the ice rink this afternoon. Now, because of the Hound's tracking, you guys actually have a little bit of head start. So you're not going to roll into the middle of total chaos like I was hoping. It's going to be a little bit like before the chaos. So, which I think will be a little bit more interesting, actually setting it up this way. And this might be just how I want it to go anyway, honestly. So we'll see how that goes. So, what do you want to do with those folks? Because you know that all signs point to everything happening at the ice rink, where the Federalists have moved their nomination process where Chelsea Teal is going to be to try and pick the vice president to run for the ticket. So, what would you like to do with those three? You don't even really have to do anything if you don't want to either.
Anything special we need to do to be able to? Are they all alive?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Wendy is hurt, like, because she was shot and she's been punched, and like she is barely hanging on. Mr. Nobody is absolutely fine, besides being webbed. And Almazur's son, Benny, after a precursor medical checkdown, is he's totally fine except for his bone sickness that he has naturally, that they just don't have the things that to treat him.
Didn't
But
Brickhouse wail on Mr. Nobody with a dumpster?
oh right, there's a dumpster that on top of him. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, he is injured, I guess. He's alive. He's alive. But yeah, he does have a dumpster on top of him as well. I forgot about
Other than
that.
that, though, he's
Yeah,
doing fine.
he's
Other than that.
he might have a crushed pelvis at this point. He's pretty frail. Crushed pelvis, never been funnier. Jeez.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, booking them and or at least jailing them. That's easy enough to do. I think we should, right?
Yeah, like you have other agents that you are pretty
Yeah.
sure are haven't been contaminated or flipped or anything that you can call in to get them hauled away. Absolutely, especially like Elmanzer's son, get him out of there for sure. Like back to the orphanage or back even back to the hotel room with Elmanzer. So
Yeah, I guess
that's
for his son, yeah, call Al Mansour and call crap, what's it, Mo Branson and see where Mansour wants him. If he still wants him at the orphanage, that's fine.
yeah. Yep. Now that everything's kind of checked through, he'll probably want him to. Well, actually, you reach out to get a hold of Al Manzoor, and Al Manzoor is no longer at the hospital. And if you had his phone number, he's not answering. But Mo Branson is like, yeah, absolutely. Yes, I'll get there. I'll send Sasha actually to come and pick him up and bring him back to the orphanage, and we'll make sure like we'll keep watches. We didn't understand that we were under siege. Like we've got the firepower here to protect ourselves. Okay, so Benny's taken care of. What are you gonna do about with Wendy and um, Mr. Nobody? Wendy's obviously a problem, right? But she will, as long as you don't really do anything further to Mr. Nobody, she will be docile. So she will follow along because the way that Mr. Nobody says it, Robert talks about it, he's just like, I mean, there's nothing you guys can do anyway. So sure, yeah, I'm going in. That's fine.
Do we think this guy's going to just find a way to walk free before we even get to our cars?
It is tough to tell. He's had a lifetime of planning something like this, right? And now that you understand his powers and his abilities, like all he has to do is just touch someone on the forehead and completely alter like the past 10 years of their life, you know? But he seems resigned to his fate at this point. Like it's like he's tired. He wants to be done. Wendy, on the other hand, is just like, well, I mean, she feels very bad about what she has done. Like there is guilt to it of hurting other people, but not enough to not do the exact same things again. Like if she were given the choice again, she would absolutely do it again. So yeah, you can just call in the paddy wagon, have them taken away. Is that what you want to do? Like
Yeah, if we
Beatrix.
need to get to the if we need to get to the rally or whatever, yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Do we want to alert Laura Barnes about any of this? Can we get him brought in without her being alerted?
I think we know where Laura Barnes is, and we're headed there next.
Yes, you do
Just
see
wanna
on
make
the
sure.
computer screens that, yeah, her tracker, her badge is already at the ice rink.
And sure.
I feel like there's someone we should tell about all this before we head over there. But I don't know who
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah,
It seems like everyone above us is probably suspect at best.
I mean, if you just want to make it known, we could call Scoop. Let her know. Be like, hey, we all die. Just FYI.
I think that's a really good idea.
It
I
is.
can drive if you want to call.
Sure.
Okay. Now, I also assume that you guys keep in contact with the people that went to the lab as well. That you guys share the information between the two groups, because the lab did find out that more of the insidiousness of the plan, right? Of what Glitch can do to mutants happen to Tempo, right? And so with your degrees and while you're driving and sharing the information, so you are pretty sure this is how the glitch works, is that it breaks down the DNA, and if it's too much of an overload, then the mutant powers will just trigger without any sort of limit to it. Like it doesn't amplify, it can't amplify anything. It's just the powers can't be controlled. So they're just going to go full bore open if they get triggered. Now, the person that has those powers does have to be alive for that to happen. Like if the DNA is not operable, then the powers can't go off. So that is the grim thing that you are aware of from this. From the schematics of the machine that you have gotten on there is that it looks like a massive electromagnetic pulse machine of some sort. Okay. So you know from the schematics and from figuring out what the glitch does, the pulse can do the same thing, except it can't target DNA strands, but it does wear down their resistance over time. So if you've been exposed to it for like several days of a low pulse over and over again. It's the same theory behind chemo. Um, so it can start breaking it down, but it doesn't target anything specifically. So those two things together can just cause a breakdown completely in an explosion or use of their powers, right? So that's what you know going into it. And you know that everyone's meeting up at the ice rink. You call with each other. All right, who is calling Maria?
Who has the best relationship with her?
Probably Hound or Brickhouse. Out of anyone who's left, I assume. I think we're the only two. Did you talk to her?
Yeah,
I think
I
you
would like
did.
to use my regeneration power to get back some health points
Yeah,
along the way.
yeah.
So I think I'll mostly be doing that. I'm at 0,
Just
but I'll be
um,
back up to 9 by the time we make it to the ice rink.
Yeah, the Hound can talk to her then.
Great.
okay. So once every 3 minutes, you can spend 1 point to refresh 2 lost or spent health points. All right. It's gonna be half hour. So 10 times 20. So you can heal up to 20 if you want to. So plenty of time.
Max I could do is 9 anyway, so it's all
All
good.
right, perfect. There you go. Okay. Um, yeah, if anyone needs medic points to be spent to get your health points up, talk to each other about doing that. Remember what group is with what group before you all meet at the ice rink.
So medic points are 1 for yourself or 2 for 1 for someone else, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Want to swap 3 points? I could use about 6 health.
Who's speaking?
Let's see, who would that be?
And also, it's better for yourself, right? You spend 1 point to heal yourself 1, or you spend 2 points to heal someone else 1.
Other way
Oh,
around.
the other way. Okay.
Yeah. It's better to heal
Okay.
other people.
Then yeah, the Bulwark, who is with the book, also needs points. He has 4. He'll dump all 4 into you if you
Yep.
need them.
Yep. How many do you need?
Let's see. I'm at 5, can go to 10, so I could use 5 in total.
Okay, so I'll give you 3 points worth. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll give you enough to. I'll give you 6. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyone else need to do any patching up, as it were? mean,
Does anyone with the Hound have the ability to heal?
Is
who is
that
that?
what they
That's
do with the lab?
That's the warehouse.
the
Yeah.
warehouse. So that's
The warehouse.
Brickyard and Lilacs. Like, do you have the medical ability at all? Okay,
The
you're on
Hound
mute.
doesn't.
I have medical pool left.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, he's just down 2, so if no one else is down any, he'd take them, but otherwise, fine.
Take it.
Cool.
Good. Did that's 1 give somebody else 2 points?
Correct. All right, so that left did you say Bulwark or the Hound to talk to
The Hound.
the Hound? Okay.
Yeah.
You put in the phone call, right? There's a little bit of a delay for the phone call, but then it finally goes through. Wherever Maria's at, it's someplace loud. And she's like, what do you got for me?
Are you at the ice rink right now?
There's something big going on here. What's happening?
Yeah. First off, leave while I'm talking to you. Leave now. And second off, we found out that Mr. Nobody, if you've ever run into him into your investigations, is actually Robert Esching and has planned an attack on the ice rink for today. We're headed that way to try to stop it, but it looks like there are some dirty cops involved as well. So if something happens, we want you to be able to release the story. Once we get everything cleaned up, we'll give you more details, but leave at the moment. And if you don't hear from us, you have a start on where to start digging.
Okay. we need some sort of check here. The problem is I can't tell you exactly why. Is the hard
Yeah.
part. Um, so give me a sense trouble or detect trouble or whatever that is called for us.
Yeah, it's trouble.
Sense trouble, yeah. Can I get a sense trouble? It's going to be a low number though. I
Okay.
will tell you that.
Let's go and try that.
Okay.
Well,
That was terrible, but yeah, there was a
that
low
was
number. You got
horrible.
it. All right. So now, are you going to use an interpersonal skill here?
Yeah, I'd probably use Streetwise.
Okay. All right. Using Streetwise, you sense you're like, okay, she's there. And also from what you remember happened at the park, however many episodes ago that was, you get a sudden just like gut feeling that Maria might be her own problem. Not
Oh, good.
not linked though to something bigger because she did sound honestly, genuinely like Robert Esching. What the hell? Oh my God. So she sounds like she might be, I don't know, not necessarily a bad guy, but she is trouble in some way, and you have sensed it. I'm sorry, I can't give you more, but that just giving you that should be enough. Oh, and we lost him.
Oh, there I'm back. Okay. Well, she's trouble, and we have to hunt her down and kill her now.
Oh no! What? Okay. All right, you all meet. You end up having to meet quite a couple blocks away from the ice rink. Here's why. Crowds in crowds, a mass of humanity surround the Federalist nomination convention site for blocks. Vote for Chelsea Teal signs dominate the mass of humanity as they wait for the official ticket to be announced. The area is crawling with security, including Sergeant Metalbombed unit of about 20 tri-state officers. The main entrance has 4 lines of 10,000 metal detectors heading in. A dozen ticket takers and event security shepherd the lines. It is, for the most part, a festive atmosphere that soon grows tense as coming from further up Main Street, you hear a chant of liberty or death. A veritable army of mutants has gathered to march, waving signs of Cypher's army is heading towards the ice rink. At this point, plan up what you guys want to do. Split up into your two groups, however you wish, and then we'll tackle it. Because I assume of the two things, you don't have to do this either. You can ignore those guys that are marching towards, that's absolutely fine. Or you can try and go in. While you're deciding this, you do hear over the radios from now you know what, I'll wait for this fact to come out.
What do we think is going to happen then? Like, this is
So this
something
is
gets set off,
they are several
right?
blocks away at this point, okay?
Yeah.
You're just hearing the chants starting from, so they're like 5 or 6 blocks away at this point. They seem to be coming directly to walk into towards the ice rink. From here, you can't really get details of everyone that's in front there. Um, but the chants, I don't know, liberty or death, like, and they're carrying signs that you can see from here from Cypher's army. And you didn't get intent. You didn't get the feeling that Cypher's army was a peaceful organization.
Right.
Could you say a little bit more about the police presence to the extent that there is one?
Yes. So there are like your rink security, right? So those guys are just hanging out, kind of keeping track of the lines and trying to keep everything kind of organized. About 10, dozen or 2 dozen of them, right? They don't seem to be wanting any sort of fight. However, Sergeant Metalbomb is there. You guys haven't had much interaction with him at all. But he has a reputation of being very much anti-mutant on the force. Him and Laura Barnes have butted heads several times over jurisdiction and what they can and can't do. And he seems to be in charge of a platoon of officers, so about 20, right? There's about, let's say, a dozen out here, and another like, well, now we should probably do split it up 10 inside, 10 outside, is what you're going to guess. Now, you haven't gone into the building yet, so you don't know everything that's in there yet.
Not nearly enough should this turn into a confrontation, though.
Yes, correct.
And how do we know that Night Nurse is inside the rink? Like that's where it's led to, correct?
Yes, the Hound. I do have this written down. I do need to tell you something very specific.
Mhm.
Is you know that, yeah, if you ask that question, and the Hound immediately is like, yes, Night Nurse Jody is in the rink. And you also, you're not quite sure how, but you catch the scent. Well, no, wait, I'll wait. You know she's in there.
Okay.
I have to wait. I have to wait. I'm so excited to give this stuff away, and I need to
I'm
wait.
teasing us with these like almost clues, Jared.
So, yeah, all right.
Well, Brock's gonna try to get in and find Night Nurse and get her out. That's really his primary objective at this point. If we see a way where we can stop the glitch from happening, I'm not sure. Do we know the specifics on how the glitch is going to go off in there?
You remember from last session, more specifically, Lilacs, immediately, like you kind of asked this in general with all 8 of you were there, like in kind of a circle formation looking at each other. And Lilacs goes like, oh, according to the schematics, um, to set everything off is at the low level of the magnetic pulse. To turn it into something big would be a surge of electricity.
I have to spend a precision memory point to get that information.
Sure.
That's why you have it. Uh, Cody would think about trying to cut power to the building. Whether he can do
Well,
that.
the Hound will point out that we were pretty certain last week that this probably means that Laura Barnes is going to be the instigator of this, as she has electrical powers.
They could create it there anyway. They didn't
Mhm.
need the power from the building necessarily.
Yeah, the
Lilacs would
Hound.
like to go with
Yep.
in case she's like under some type of influence that's making her do it, because I can help suppress that.
And talk to
Yeah.
Sergeant Barnes specifically.
No, to go find Night Nurse.
Okay.
Ooh, but
Oh,
yes,
sure.
if Sergeant Barnes is there also. I don't have that many suppress influence points, so we're gonna have to prioritize here.
I have a feeling we're going to meet all of our friends at the same
Yeah,
time. We're
try to
pretty
get-
close to each other.
Try to find out what Sergeant Barnes knows and see if we can influence.
Yeah, the Hound is probably going to want to go inside as well. And, he's also going to point out to Brickhouse, hey, Brickhouse, if we find OK Boomer in there, it might be priority for you to get him the heck out of there. Because, even if Night Nurse is there, we can't exactly save her if he blows up half the city. So honestly, someone grabbing him and flying him out of there might be our best bet.
Yeah,
I have a. Oh, sorry. I have a
of the
little bit of
people,
fight left. Not a lot though. So what I can do.
Love to hear it. Yeah, of the people that you know that are there, he seems to be like the biggest target, probably. Okay, so right now it's
I've done this
Lilacs
before with
in the.
him. I know Boomer. Like I can get him out of there.
All right, so it is Lilacs, Hound, Brickhouse going to the inside the rink itself.
Book's going in as well.
Book is going as well. Okay, so then that leaves triple jump, bulwark, and I was looking at the Weaver.
Yep.
I was gonna call him Fingers there for a second.
Nice.
Okay, let's go to the scene as you were like suiting up to get ready. We're gonna go with triple jump, bulwark, and Weaver going first. You're gonna have to squeeze through the crowds to get towards that direction as people start, but people are starting to move that direction anyway. Okay.
Oh, before we do, I'm gonna spend some preparedness points and see if I remembered to pack one of the electric bullhorns in the trunk of the car.
Oh, sure. That's an easy one. Yeah, you just need a 3. That's cool.
Okay. I'll spend uh, I'll spend 1 point on that. What the heck? Oh, where's the?
Yep,
Okay.
you got it. Nailed it. All right, I was trying to find it because I made a map of the rink, but I don't think we're really gonna need it. Okay, yes, you have the bullhorn. All right, you three, just gonna wade towards that direction. Okay, you try and get
Just
to.
before we head out, is our goal to try to disperse the crowd or slow them down? What else might we be looking for? I mean, my hope is we can try to talk them out of a clash, but
Yeah, that would be my hope as well. Try to talk them down, get them to disperse.
Or join them. No one said that is a possibility. No? Okay.
Oh, wait, actually, I do have my pipe bombs in the back of the car. We can go grab those.
Gotta get preparation check. Oh, all right, fine. All right, so you push towards even the most um I don't know, violent tendencied Federalist supporters. You get out ahead of them. So you're about a block and a half away from them as they're marching. They're marching slowly because these are people that you know. It is people that have come from the nests to let their voices be known that they're not going to stand for this type of hatred in the city. Intermixed amongst the front lines, they're carrying signs, liberty or death. Um, so they're kind of keeping it as uniform as possible moving forward. Some of them have like very janky limbs that makes it very tough for them to move forward. But amongst their ranks, you see people like Gremlin, who helped out Night Nurse when she got attacked at the park. You see High Roller, who you've had interactions with already. But you also know that he is like distanced himself from the violent people, more or less. Like he's gotten away from Evolve, but he believes in this. You see Jezebel is in there as well, along with Big Trouble, because she still doesn't know where Dan's at, and she needs answers, and she's angry, and she wants to take it out on someone. So they are marching towards. You see a few people from the Federalist part, like you're behind you by about a block is where a bunch of like um sawhorses are set up. Those wooden things, like they're always put up, but they're terrible for barricades. They never actually work. You also notice that the police officers are breaking out their riot gear as much as possible too. They're trying to get formed up, and they're a couple more blocks back. You three are at the front. What do you do? Any skills that you want to use, or you can just do role playing and see how it goes?
I can cause a bit of a sandstorm in between the two groups if that helps, like buy us some time. I don't know if that's how much we want to be able to see everybody or not, but I could at least just do that so that it's going to detour them from advancing any further than they need to. Let me know if you want me to.
Can I use community relations to back up Weaver on the bullhorn?
Yeah, 100%.
Nice, nice. Yeah, because I have and I have community relations and reassurance. So I'm gonna with you helping me out on that. Let's lots of feedback because balloons never work like
Yeah.
they should. Yeah. Is there someone appear to be sort of leading the charge or chance? Is there someone who, if I were to call their name,
Right now, it looks like a bit of a mob. However, if you have a certain skill, I can tell you. Do you want me to tell you?
I don't know if I have the skill. None of these look like relevant skills at the moment.
It's one
I
of
don't
them.
know.
It's one of the cooler ones that you never run into that I've put in the last couple adventures that you guys have never tried. Anthropology.
I have traffic analysis.
So no. Okay.
Not so much. Not so much.
Hey, honey, love you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Friends, fellow mutants, stop. 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 We just take a moment. We need to reflect together. Ugh. Yeah, push out the community relations
Vibe.
in the reassurance vibe. Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Weaver is not a public speaker, which is perfect for my role playing abilities.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I
fellow
mean,
mutants, please stop. Stop. Hear me for a moment.
because you are trying to use some reassurance, community relations, like you, they slow down a little bit, right? But with your community relations, you do see some people kind of in there that maybe will step forward that will talk to you. This is exactly what community relationships do. You do see Reese is near the front, and he doesn't have a sign. He seems to be trying to talk to people equally, and he runs ahead of the rest of the group towards you guys. And he's got his hands up with his little plastic devil horns on, and he's just like, I don't I don't know what's come over them. They're not they're not themselves. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just angry. They want justice. Um, I I I don't know. Like, if you've lived in the city for the past year, you would see this coming. Like the amount of abuse, I've seen it every day at my bar. Uh, I'll do whatever we can do to try and help you. This conflict will end in violence unless something is done. Okay, switch back to the other group: Lilac's Hound, Brickhouse, and the book. As you like, can I crack your knuckles or whatever? And over the shoulder speakers that you have, the walkie-talkies, is APB, APB out for any of the. Guard yourself, everyone. Anyone that is part of the agency of the HCIU, you are to arrest immediately. Do not use fatal force. They are not to be hassled, only brought in. They may not be in their right minds. Over. as you are preparing to go in there. Now, you see that there is about one officer at each entrance, but it's mostly just like security, right? Who doesn't get that and doesn't have that and wouldn't know who you are anyway. Okay. Um, what do you want to do? How do you want to move forward here?
Just really not visible. Honestly, I probably just like chucked it out the window at some point while we were driving. Because I know it has a tracker on it, and I don't know who has access to that. So as we were driving here, I would just chuck the badge.
You're getting rid of your badge.
Yeah, leave the badge in
Yeah,
the car.
it's gone.
Oh, good.
I'll have mine in my jacket pocket, tucked away though for the moment.
Okay.
Give me track.
I
That's
mean,
tracker in it.
Mr. Nobody was. You don't know about it if anyone else was.
Else has access to that feed.
Okay.
Live
So
in the city ways.
everyone's ditched their tracker except for the book. Okay. Um, you want to use any skills? How do you want to approach this? What do you want to do? You know that because you have the hound with you, you know for a fact that Night Nurse is in the ice rink somewhere.
What's our priority? Night Nurse, Laura, or Boomer?
Let's see who we see first.
I mean, I can take you to any one of those three.
Let's see. Night Nurse.
Okay, Night Nurse is our friend. She's probably the least likely to cause something horrible to happen.
But I bet she's near the people that are going to cause something horrible.
I could also
If
just
we
take
can
you
tell if we're all
directly
going to the same place anyway, right? Like,
to the. That's a good question. I guess can I try tracking multiple people at once?
I
See
don't
where they're
believe you
at.
can. I believe
Yeah,
it's
I
just
don't think
one
so.
target, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, if night nurses are overriding priority, then we'll head there.
I mean, I'm inclined to say Boomer because I mean, if we don't stop him from blowing up, none of it matters.
Right. Lilac might be dead regardless. We all might be dead regardless.
Do we know that Night Nurse has the power to spread disease?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that
I guess we as
I
characters
the
or players do. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think actually you do.
well,
You
we
don't
don't
know that
know.
she has that ability, no, because she's never announced it
record.
and it's not on her records. Yeah.
You know, I have things that are linked, like Quaid diagram wise. Like, you know, I have
Then
Maybe.
things
we
that are close. And
probably assume that based on who we know has been
I know,
kidnapped by the FBI.
right. I'm cured, or I have like I'm on record as having like cure diseases and protect from whatever that one is. There is, yes, the possibility that they're looking
And
for. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like based on what we were told by the FBI, we would safely assume that she probably has it. Otherwise, there's
Yeah, I'm
not
fine
much
with
point
that.
in kidnapping her.
Okay.
One time, somebody just conveniently was too drunk to make more sense.
It sounds like she could be a vector for harm too, right? Depending on everything that goes down all at once, right?
Yes, not as
Right.
bad,
You
Right.
but
also
then
know
there's
from the FBI. Is that what you're going to say?
that there's a guy with radiation powers here as well, which again, the other two are problems. They're not a boom and you're gone problem. They're a, you die in agony hours later problem.
Seems fine. My guess is they would have them all in one place to control and manipulate them from there, but it's possible they spread them out to three parts of the arena, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess
I
also
think we
that they'd all be in the same place. Especially if there's a machine that Mr. Nobody referenced. Like, don't they all have to be hooked up to the machine?
That seems logical.
As
Yeah.
Hound's sort of pointing out the track and where we're headed to, maybe I'll throw my architecture out there again. See if there's like some place where I'm like, I wonder if I was hiding a big machine full of dangerous mutants, where would I put it?
Sure.
Or mutants could be made
You
dangerous. Yeah.
yeah, architecture 100%. The there's a loading dock on one side of the ice rink where they got to bring in like the Zambonis, and it also doubles as like the basketball court too. So they have to, there is one side that they have to bring stuff into, and it goes underneath. Okay. One thing that I found is fascinating as I did the research for this is there's certain rinks that you have that can have raised platforms or like hydraulically lifted platforms in the middle of these things. So you can also have like concerts and stuff like that in there as well. With your architecture, you're like, well, if there's a machine and you know from the schematics that Lilacs pointed out, it's kind of big, right? So it's about Zamboni size. It would make sense that it would have to go into the loading dock. And as you're kind of putting it together, you're like, but there's got to be, like, there's no way they could have just snuck this thing in, right?
So they disguised it as something else when they brought it in. Well, let's hit the
They
loading dock then.
utilized something existing and like connected it to something existing,
I just really hope
like
they're
a
looking for
mechanism
a
or a
Zamboni
platform.
death machine.
He's classic.
If there's like a mechanism for a big platform to be going up and down, do you think somehow it could just be attached to that somehow?
Okay.
Let's follow the hound. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, tracking. So if you're on to Jody, you do have to make a roll to do this, but at this point, pretty easy. Okay. So give me a tracking roll. I can get you totally on the right path here. Okay. Easy enough. Yes, you are 1,000,000,000% sure it goes around to the side down into the loading dock that actually goes below street level. Okay. Rolling doors. There are two security guards standing there with a label on them. These are not ice rink security. These are outside hired force that are there. And they have like small machine gun, which seems wildly out of place for, security, but that's where Night Nurse went, was through that rolling door. There is like a regular human-sized door next to it too. Looks like just a regular like steel door that you see on the
Are
yeah,
any of the doors open right now?
no. Yeah, the label on there is like Hodgepodge mercenary Hodgepodge mercenaries. Hodgepodge security.
We just barge right on in there. I don't see any reason to be shy at this point.
Yep. Just keep walking. See what they
Yeah.
do.
Is that just
Right.
stop talk to just be like we're supposed to be here? A little bit kind of bullshit my way through. Some cop talk.
Okay. All right. The four of you just walk casually towards them.
Recognizing that they're not necessarily actually cops, but like same kind of.
Okay. Well, you look like mutants. So there's four mutants walking towards them. No one has a badge except for Book. And I don't, are you gonna flash your badge?
Well, as soon as they notice us and start to go to action, I'll pull it and evening boys,
Okay.
got some business in there.
Yeah, as soon as you get like 25 feet away, like there isn't really anyone else heading this direction. Like it's pretty obvious. Like they're like, whoa, okay. Um, hey, stop right there. And they
Um,
have like the machine guns are over their shoulders, and they're just like, hey, stop right there.
I'm gonna need to see the licenses for those guns, boys. You know, fully automatic isn't allowed in the city.
It's not your city right now. As they kind of turn the guns out towards you, it's like, just back up, mutant. Is this not going to concern you? Come back another day. I see
I mean,
you, like one of them saying that, the other one's like trying to talk into in his radio.
I'm gonna shoot him.
So
I
we
don't
should go
know.
to initiative. Is that what we should do?
Yeah.
Just a quick,
I
quick
don't think this is
forensic,
the kind of time to be like, wait. Let's bullshit our way through this.
quick forensic psychology. They seem they're doing this right. This is not a bluff on their part.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is using your sociology. You're like, this is not security. These are like something else that have been told to act a certain way, especially towards mutants. But yeah, I got 8s.
I have 11.
Anyone beating 11?
Ooh, 1 second.
I didn't do anything.
I'm at 10.
10? 9.
9.
Okay. Looks like, yeah, I think every single one is going to go before my guy. So let's start with 11, depending what Lilacs does.
I'm good at this.
All right. Brickyard. Brickhouse. I wrote it down. I have it right here tonight too, to make sure.
Uh, I want to shoot the one who looks like they have their weapon more readily available than the other one.
Sure. The one that's not on the talkie.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay,
good.
sounds good. Just shoot him.
Yeah.
Okay. D6. These guys are obviously in shape, so you need a 4 to hit them.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you're using a light firearm, so it's D6 plus 1. Ooh. All right. You get this guy in the upper left shoulder above the heart. So still standing, but a devastating blow. He's goes down to one knee. So we're at 10. Weaver.
Yeah. And they look like they're about ready to pull the triggers, huh? I'll
Yeah,
follow
they
that
were
up.
gonna hold their action because they were just leveling him, but after getting shot, yeah, 100%.
All right, yeah, I guess we're doing this. Yeah, I'll the guy with the gun that got shot, he's still up though. Up and ready
Yeah,
for action.
yeah.
All
He's on
right.
one knee, but yeah, he's still able to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a trigger on him and finish him off.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean they pulled full automatic weapons on on cops, man.
Yeah, and these are
Yeah.
machine guns. Like, that's no joke.
Uh, uh, okay.
Bam. All right. Gets him in the shoulder. The other shot gets him in the chest as boom, falls face forward onto the concrete. Okay.
And yell, drop him now, or the rest of you are next.
Ooh. Okay. Hound.
I don't have intimidation or anything though, so
Can I tackle the guy with the walkie-talkie?
Yeah, you can scuffle him for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need a 4 better.
Okay. Can I get a...
Yeah, you got him. Bam. All right. So then, are you trying to do damage to him, or what is it that you're trying to do?
More just subdue him so he doesn't shoot us. I don't
Okay.
necessarily have a burning need to kill him.
Okay. You can do D6 minus 2 if you just want to punch him too while you're tackling him.
Sure.
You always do at least one. That's my rule that I put in there. I'm like,
Oops. That's
oh,
Helps if I type it correctly.
Ooh, dang. You broke some ribs when you tackled him. Nice. All right. He goes down. You're tackling him. Your main goal is to get rid of the remove the gun from the situation, right? So I'm gonna say you do that. All right. He is going to try and scuffle back the best that he can while he's prone. So I'm gonna need I need to spend more points if I'm gonna make sure I can hit. But then this is gonna be like my one shot at it. Okay, so I hit, but it's D6 minus 2. So, ooh, right back at you with an elbow to
Ouch.
the side of your head. Okay, Lilacs. The Hound has him tackled and somewhat engaged. You can spend 2 points and cuff him since he's already been tackled by the Hound. Unless, like, I'm just giving you that option instead of what you're going to do.
It's a specific ability or just 2
Oh,
points?
athletics. Just spend 2 points in athletics and you can cuff him. Or scuffling. Think either would be fine.
There's only 2 of them, right? And one of them's down.
Yeah.
Correct.
Sure, I'll do that. Sorry, I had another thought too, so but
No, I don't want to. I'm just giving you that option to remind you of the rules. That's all.
Oh, sure, I see what you're saying. Um, actually, I think I'm gonna try to while everybody's engaged, I'm gonna run past and see what it's gonna take us to get in here. Like, is it locked? All of that. Like, how do we get through this door before backup comes?
Sure. Yeah. All right. So you go to the door, and yeah, it's locked from the inside.
Infiltrate? Can I do like an infiltrate check?
Yeah.
Is that
Just
how
give me
that is? Is that
see.
more for if I was in like undercover situation?
Normally, but I'm fine with it using it here because we don't have like any pick locking type ability. So I think infiltrate works just fine for it. And I want it to be a roll, not that you automatically do it, right? So yeah. Yeah. You can give me a roll for infiltrate. Like pick the lock.
It's because I've been rolling real bad.
6. Yeah, that'll actually do it. As you manage to you're a police officer. You have access to these types of tools. As you take a gun, lock gun, and the pin pops out the back, and you're able to open up the door to take a look inside. Pardon me, I actually have cop cars right outside right now.
It's very
I'm-
realistic sound effects, Jerod.
Yeah, they finally got Mr. Nobody. Now he's back.
I was trying to figure out how to do like mood vibe stuff for whatever for tonight. I'm like, you know what? Let's just play it straight tonight. That worked out great. Okay. Um, so you're through the door. You're in. All right. So top of the round. Let's see. I don't have my gun. I've used most of my athletics, so my initiative's going to be poor. I got a 6. Or my scuffling, not my athletics. Scuffling.
Can I use athletics to try to cuff him, like for my initiative here?
There has to be a different. Has to be a second person.
Got it.
Mm, okay. We are at 11. Weaver, top of the round. Nope.
Oh, yep, need to update my name. It's Book. Um,
Sorry, book. Book.
no,
Right.
no, no. Yeah, I should update my name.
We're gonna switch back after this anyway. So
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't. Yeah. Uh, I'm just, I'm just gonna just hold my gun, point it at the next. Wait, how
okay.
many? How many? Okay, how many are left here?
There's
Just the one.
one, and he's mostly pinned by the hound. So if you went up and spent 2 points of scuffling, you can cuff him or athletics.
Yeah. Well, that would be great if I had any points in athletics. Um, Yeah, I have
So,
0. I have 0 athletics. I have spent a lot of time auditing books.
avoiding athletics.
Yeah, y- I'm gonna actually go collect his gun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just still laying there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna throw it over my shoulder.
Okay. You grab his gun. That type of firepower is a little bit better than just a regular pistol, just to let you know.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
okay, you go and grab his gun. I know Lilacs was at a 6. Was anyone else that or higher? Okay. Oh yeah, you were at 7. What are you doing,
I'm
Brickhouse?
at 7. I'll spend 2 scuffling to cuff him.
Okay. All right. Since Hound has already got him kind of hitting like a chicken wing on him, you roll over, get him on and face down, and you get him locked up. And I assume you tear off the thing. As the guy
I
just
want to.
kind of
I want
tries
to
to,
take his radio. Is it? Can I take his? Does he have an earpiece and like a radio that I can take off of him?
sure,
Great.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna listen in and we'll see what everybody else is, what the bad guys are saying. Then.
okay, all right. You cuff him first, right? And then you kind of like grab that, and it's just like Tony, what's going on? And Tony obviously is like, they're coming.
And the guy we
Let's see.
have on the ground is yelled coming.
Yeah, Lilac.
Great.
What do I see behind the door?
You're in the sub level of the ice rink. It is largely just made up of concrete pillars down here. Lots of parking for the employees, which is nice of them. But if you look down further down there, you see some what do you call it? Those huge halogen lights. Like you point up to the sky for like, yeah, check out this big affair. They are focused underneath. It's the only thing that's giving light off right now as it's kind of cordoned off. And it looks like it's probably about 30 feet by 30 feet of platform to be raised up. In the middle, you see it's really dark. That's pretty far away. You can't quite tell, but something is underneath a tarp, and there's some people milling about. And then some people are starting to run this direction. That's what you see.
Oh, incoming. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, Bulwark.
look on this way.
Or sorry, the Hound.
Uh, Hound, yeah, I'll pick up the dead dude's gun and go join Lilac.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And let's switch over to the other group that is now facing down, marching, seem to be very upset mutants on their way toward um, the ice rink. So yeah, triple jump, bulwark, and weaver. What are you going to do? And you have Reese with you now as well. His
Oh,
ability probably not so useful right now, but he is a pillar of the community that is trying to help you.
so do we think that this do any of us have the skills to figure out if induce aggression is part of this?
I
I do
have
not have that skill.
anamorphology, which that should help me.
Anamorphology means that you can tell if someone is a mutant, and if they are a mutant,
Ah,
what powers they might have.
never mind.
You specifically need, it's on there. Uh, influence detection.
Wait a second. I have influence detection. Weaver has influence
Eh,
detection. How have I not been using this whole time? Oh, anyway. So I'm going to surprise you all with a skill that you didn't even know I had. Which,
It's,
oh my god, awesome. Okay,
you
so
took a
boom,
night class
my skill.
recently.
Using your ability to do it. Now, how it normally works is that you get someone one on one and you use a series of like code words. And if you remember at all, like the first part of Blade Runner, when they're like doing that test of whatever. That's how it's kind of supposed to work, right? You like do these little tricks or whatever, and like how they respond, you're like, oh, they're obviously like this. Now, what I'm going to say though, because you already have an idea of what's going on, okay, and that person's there, you have a lot of hints going this direction. But because you have that power, you see only a specific couple of people are being influenced. Okay. Um, yes, High Roller and she doesn't really know Big Trouble. Oh, she does know Big Trouble. Yeah. No, actually, no, absolutely not Big Trouble, because if Big Trouble was angry, she'd be just as likely to attack Jezebel as she would other people. So probably not that. So High Roller in Gremlin, we'll say. You guys haven't really met Gremlin except for when he helped out at the uh, Vigilance. You know what I'm trying to say. So yes, you detect High Roller is the main person that's being influenced by anger.
Oof, that's all right. I'll tell the others that that's what I detect. Do we okay? Quick strategy get together. Do we want to try to pull some of these people out with community relations? There's probably too many for that to make a big difference. Or do we maybe want to try to pull these two in particular out?
We could try roping those two out. I mean, we could also just try looking for Genesis Jackson and pulling her out.
Yeah.
Because she could always switch to other people, I think.
Do we see Genesis?
No. Wait.
Um,
Hold on. I want to make sure I've got the right thing here. Assistance. Where are you? Genesis. You think she's probably in there somewhere.
You two want to look for her, and then I'll. You want to? Do you two want to look for her?
yeah, I can look
Okay.
for her. And also, Reese, as a last resort, we think this is kind of a trap to get the mutants in trouble. Can you take Gremlin's powers and try to disperse the crowd that way?
Nice.
I know that's not something you'd normally want to do.
That's smart.
That is a good question. I don't know. Let's see if that's something I can do. So if you can absorb the powers of other mutants, briefly wielding them yourself. All right, whose powers are you trying to take?
Gremlin induced fear.
Okay. He's like, I mean, yeah, if you get him over here, it's something I could do. I don't like to harm others. I don't like to use my gifts um, without
Yeah, this would
permission.
be more to help them. It would just scare people away, and we're pretty certain this is a trap to get some mutants hurt, or if not mutants, the Federalist, and
Okay.
blame it on the mutants.
Okay, so is someone going to try and grab Gremlin? Is someone going to try and look for Genesis Jackson?
Yeah, I can grab Gremlin just as our backup here.
Okay, so Bulwark's going to try and go in and grab Gremlin.
I'm gonna look for Genesis.
You're going to look for Genesis.
And I'm going to implore my fellow mutants to remember that peace is the answer here. The Federalists are looking for a fight, and people like us lose. No, I'm not going to say that. We have to take care of ourselves and remember peace is the only answer forward here. That if we start a fight, it won't go well for us, and we have to remember that we're in this together. Yeah, try
You
to
don't really
just push
believe it.
reassurance. Yeah, try to push the
Um,
reassurance, the calming effect as best I
do you
can.
do you have your badge and are you using it?
I have my badge, but I'm not going to use it. But I am going
Okay.
to play the community relations card. All of you know me. You know that I care about our community. You know I
Yeah.
care about our children and all the mutants that come and that we protect as our community, please remember we have to take care of each other and ourselves tonight.
Okay. That's really good. Because yeah, you've done some outreach programs because of your background as your position. Yeah, no, that's really good. We're gonna get some people are gonna so especially with Reese standing next to you while you're saying that, 100%. Okay. Um, Bulwark, give me a scuffling. Like you're just trying to go in there. Now, one nice thing, Gremlin's not a big dude. He is actually an older gentleman, closer to 60 years old.
But I actually, instead of Scruffling, since he has induced aggression on him, I honestly don't want to get him into a fight as I think he's going to lose it. Can I use Charm and just try to convince him that, hey, Reese wants to talk to you. We want to see if we can't figure out a good plan for this. And just like, not even like I'm trying to talk him out of what he's doing, just try to convince him that he wants to get next to Reese.
Okay. All right. So one cool thing about this game is that it comes with an emotion wheel.
Ah,
Okay. So if I am angry, you can move him with charm. You can move him towards disgusted or depressed.
we'll go for depressed.
Good.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me keep that page open. Okay. Um, you go up there and use charm on him. What do you say to him exactly?
They're just gonna be like, hey, look, if we go in here, a bunch of mutants are gonna get hurt. Like the Federalist have a bunch of power. Why don't you come talk to Reese? You know Reese. He's an upstanding part of the community. He wants to change things too. Like this is just gonna go downhill fast. Like we need to quick stop, have a little powwow. We don't even need to back down. Let's just talk before we go in.
Because you're targeting just a single person with this, trying to get instead of trying to do a broad shot, he takes a moment and he like very much reflects upon this, and he's just like, and he just goes from like being angry with the world to just like it just doesn't matter, right? It's just not going to change anything. If I could do an accent from South America, I would attempt it, but I feel way too scared about trying that. But he is from South America, and he's just like like it's just no use. There's just no use to it. He's like, "You think Reese can help us."
I think so. Reese is a smart man.
Huh. Okay, surveillance from triple jump.
Okay. Give me a target for what you think I need, or do I just need to do something?
Yep, I'm not going to give you the target
All
because you
right.
don't see her right away. You know it's not easy.
Yep. Oof.
Got her. Got her. She is actively trying to disguise herself as not Genesis Jackson. She does not want to be recognized. So, like, she's most notable for her mohawk or whatever. She's got scarves kind of wrapped over it. So she's looking more like one of the mutants that just came along that's actually with no powers, just kind of limping along with everyone else. But you spot her. It was her. She was too vain to take out her like piercings in her cheek. So you catch that sparkle and you're like, she's like 10 people deep on the inside. And you're like, you spot her. She's in that group. Gremlin's starting to come over to the side with you, Bulwark. People are starting to slow down a little bit in the front, but there's still a much more group still coming towards you. But right now, they are going around you, um, Weaver. They're specifically going around. They're not coming to try and bulldoze you over. They're trying to go around right now. While some of them are kind of stopping to listen to you. At this point, behind you, you hear the launching of tear gas coming from behind you. Switch scenes. Okay. It is the Hound and Lilac looking into the darkness for the subtunnels. You know that there's concrete stairs that lead up into the main part where you think there might be guards at the top of the doors, but There's stairs heading up at different parts from the sub basement to go in there. There's a group of people ahead of you. What do you guys do? You hear footsteps starting to run towards you. The door is open. It's daylight outside. You guys are clearly here way before they expected you. And as soon as you enter the building, Pound, you catch the scent of Maria. Scoop has been through here,
Lovely.
which was going to be a big surprise, but you just called her, and I was like, oh, dang it, okay. So good job, guys. Yeah, you're doing great.
Noted. She's trouble.
All right, what are you guys gonna do? Right now, they don't know what's going on, right? They're just running. Two people with heavy booted feet are running towards your direction, towards the door.
Is it possible for us to like just move into the darkness so they, like hide amongst the darkness to working our way towards where the platform with the spotlights are? Is that possible?
Yeah, so this would be infiltrate, like the way it was meant to be used. But they know, obvious, that there's at least one person that's been silhouetted from the daylight, but they don't know how many. So if you want to try and do infiltrate rolls in there, now this goes into the piggybacking rules. If you remember me talking about that, so if people aren't very good at it, doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's just maybe you make it really hard for one person to do it, and they can do the roll for everyone. Which is 86. Piggybacking is a group of characters act in concert to perform a task together. One person is the lead. That character takes a simple test to spend any number of their own pool towards a task. All other characters pay 1 point from the relevant pools, so it would be infiltrate, to gain the benefits leader's action. Those points are not added to the leader die. For every character who is unable to pay the piggybacking cost because they lack full points to do so, do not have the ability at all, the difficulty number of the attempt is increased by 2. Oh. Oh, so actually it doesn't make the check harder unless they specifically don't have any more points to give you for the piggybacking. It is dark. It is chaos. Now that you're inside, you do hear a low roar from the people that are above you. So it's like it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's certainly not impossible though either. You've got or concrete columns. It's loud. It's dark in your area anyway. So, how do you guys want to do it?
Does everybody have infiltrate?
I do, yeah.
I do.
Yep.
One left.
I'd make her the
Does
leader.
anybody have a lot?
Yeah, I'll put a point to that. Yeah.
You want
I
to lead
can
this
put
one?
1 point to it.
Who wants to be the leader?
I think you want me to be the leader.
No, I don't think we do.
I unlocked the door. Somebody has to lead the way.
I'll lead.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I've
that
points going down to 1, so I'm piggybacking.
perfect. All right. So the book and Lilac and the Hound each spend 1 point from infiltrate.
Okay.
And Brickhouse, it's up to you. How many points are you gonna spend?
We'll spend all 3 that I have.
Besides all of them, yeah. I figured. Oh no. You know what? I was going for a 6, so cool. All right. So you guys are like teenagers getting busted at a kegger, right? You just go in there and like scatter, and everyone just kind of ducks into. I assume everyone's going in. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You hear the running footsteps get closer and closer as you guys have kind of maybe split off to one direction to the other direction, trying to find a concrete pillar to get behind. We're going to go up on some stairs real quick, as stay as still as possible. As one of them, woman is yelling into the recorder or the walkie, and it's just like, Jody, report, report. All right. They slow down, like, okay, did you see that? All right. They've got their machine guns as they hit with their backs towards the doors. They kind of scan around, like, okay. You hear one more set of footsteps coming. So there's two by the door and one more coming from the area. And she's on the walk. He's like, okay, no one spotted. Keep going. Execute the plan. Start hydraulics. As you are still too far away to see people, but you see the tarp getting pulled off. Whatever is in the middle of that thing. And you start to hear the hydraulics starting to power up to start their thing. What do you guys do?
Can I use command mammal to summon all the rats in the area to chew on the hydraulic pipes?
Okay. Sure. So hey, I looked up command mammals. There is a
That's
whole
amazing.
section that talks about it, of like
Cool.
what you can get, what you can't get. So all right, so you're gonna try and command some squirrels or whatever vermin is down here, pretty much.
Yeah, rats, mice, I assume. If they're squirrels, sure.
Yeah.
Anything with an insatiable taste for rubber hoses.
All right, sounds good. What are other people doing?
Go ahead.
I just want to get closer so I can see what the hell's happening up there.
Okay, so you want to sneak closer? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to let you know that will cause another check, infiltrate check.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So right now, like if you don't move right now, you guys are good. Um,
Well, I've got a point left. So how many people are we seeing other than us right now? Like ballpark, how many people are within sight of us?
so you've got two security, quote unquote, security by the door, right, where you guys just came in from. One more person running towards the door. So three in your immediate vicinity. Okay. Um, much further away, like 100 feet or so away. You are gonna see maybe two more security ballpark in like you just can't really tell, right? But there's two to three more people around working on the thing that's getting the tarp taken off, which you obviously know is the machine. As you get down here, now that you're sitting here trying to just hearing your own voice breathe, the hair on your necks goes up as you can feel the electromagnetic pulses bouncing off of you. Kind of gives you a weird nausea feeling, nauseous feeling.
I'm gonna I'm gonna reach into my bag or in my jacket pocket to see if I remembered to grab a smoke grenade.
I think another pretty reasonable request. So yeah, you only need a 3.
Yeah, 7. I probably should have asked for 2. Oh well. Um, all right. What do you think? I'm gonna whisper over to Brickhouse because I think Bulwark's doing some weird rat thing with his face right now. So,
Now,
Brickhouse.
Yeah.
It's his face.
Can I make a preparedness check to see if I have what are they called? Flashbangs? Sort of the same sort of thing, right? Like it's
yeah,
just
Yeah,
Make
basically
it
these are all things that give minuses to shoot through or whatever. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. Just like a 3.
Brickhouse, smoke bomb the guys at the front or the guys at the machine?
Yeah, you got it.
Like where we came from.
Yeah, do we want to distract them with the smoke bomb and then take on the guys at the machine?
I also have a flash bang, so I could set one off to help hopefully blind them. Then we throw the smoke towards the machine, give us cover as we try to get there as quick as we can,
We can do
or the
that.
other way around. Honestly, it's
That'll
about the same thing either way.
that'll keep us from getting shot at, I suppose.
So one of those in front of us, one of those behind us.
All right. On the count of 3, I'll throw the smoke bomb forward and recharge, and you throw the smoke bomb behind us,
Great, and
or the flashbang behind us.
yep, and make sure everybody close your eyes because it'll be a little hard to see for a bit if we don't.
Lilac, you good?
And what are you doing, Lilac?
I was hoping to get a better look at the machine. Have to get closer to do that, or just like the mechanism, like see like all of the. So after the smoke bomb and the flashbang go off, that I will be prepared for, so I will not be affected. I'm gonna run forward and I'm gonna try to get a better look at the machine using mechanics. Try to see if I can find a way to disable it
Okay.
or disable an element of it that'll the whole thing not work.
Okay. So the way that I looked at it is, um, so for the command mammals, only a 5. You're only a difficulty of 5 to be able to reach out far enough to get enough, and also to go 100 feet to chew on wires. Okay. So I don't think that hard. So that'll be your action. And then I was looking up the power when you guys were talking about your plan. So you guys are throwing stuff, flashbangs and smoke grenades where?
The flashbang is going to go back towards where the 2 gunners are by the entrance,
Okay.
and the smoke grenade is going to go forward towards the machine, so we have some cover from through that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then we're gonna try to provide cover for Lilac as she gets in there. To Lilac, we're gonna provide cover for you as you mechanic.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be right behind you as soon as I can.
Okay. Because you succeeded the infiltration check. All right. Nailed it. Okay. So how it's going to start off is that I assume in the weird quiet. Now, the because of the electromagnetic pulse, I should have probably made this harder because it just occurred to me is that it drives animals away. If you had made the check back at the warehouse, that's why there was like the dead birds around or whatever that I said. So I think it was very still. There wasn't any animals. It's because of that. Now, that being said, I forgot about it. Made the ruling. You had a great roll anyway. Yeah. In the stillness of the still a lot of chaos still going on, but you start to hear chittering and scritching coming from kind of all around you, echoing in this under thing. As you hear up ahead, is like, what the hell is that? It's like, what? These squirrels? I got rats over here. As they just start trying to get through whatever wiring that they can see. Since you're not there to see exactly and to direct them, they just kind of go after whatever wires they can. Okay. Um, okay. So then I don't know if we necessarily need to do a roll for just tossing these. Okay. So what it's going to do is that because you guys are prepared, it's only going to hit them. They're going to have -2 to all of their rolls for shooting now. Okay. Which, like for the first shot, no big deal. They're going to have enough points to be able to get through that. But then anything past that, it's going to get a lot harder for them, right? So the guys, the 2 by the door, blinded, especially because they're in complete darkness, and then all of a sudden lights up bright as day. Incredibly loud noise. In front of the other direction, smoke goes billowing out in front of it. Okay, you take this opportunity, Lilacs, as you burst forward into speed, and you're just trying to get as close as possible to see what's going on with the machine, right?
Yep.
Okay, You get close enough, the other people fall in behind you, and we'll probably just end up having to roll for initiative next round once we get there. But you're out in front, and the tarp has been pulled off the machine completely. There are two more security up there. You also see Dan. You know who Dan is. Big, meaty fella. And he's the one that's actually operating it for the hydraulics to go up. You see um, another man that you've never seen before. He seems to be standing next to one of the machines, just yelling at Dan, like, "Go faster, go faster!" And your heart drops as you see Night Nurse just sitting calmly, not helping, not running, just sitting in the middle of all the machinery. As you get closer, you now see that it's four of those huge pylons straight from like the Bride of Frankenstein, with like kind of the arcing lightning in between them, the Tesla light or whatever. As it just kind of gives off these electromagnetic pulses from where you're at. Next round, we're going to roll for initiative. Let's hop over to the other group. All right. You know,
I just
yes.
with this action. I mean, I assume it was just getting up there and seeing everything.
hmm
Is there any need to do like a mechanics roll to see if I understand how any of it works, or is that a next turn thing?
That's gonna be a next turn thing. Well, I'll give you pretty much everything you need to know when you get up there. Yeah, at the top of the next round. Not a problem. Okay, so now let's hop over to Triple Jump, Bulwark, and Weaver. You now have Gremlin with you and Reese at your sides. Do you want to go through with the plan?
Well, you said the smoke,
Oh, right.
wants some stuff.
Yes. From arcing behind you and lands amongst your mitts. You can do a test of, it's going to be a composure test to see if you don't get any minuses with the turn. It is, I'm going to say 6. No, let's make it a 5. Let's make it reasonable. 5. Composure check. Otherwise, it's going to be -2 if you have to do any rolls as you're crying trying to do stuff. Go, Weaver. All right, Bulwark, you're good.
I missed some of this. Can you go back? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Tear gas check. Composure 5 test is what you're trying to go up against.
Is it too late for me to try to use a power?
Like what are we gonna do to avoid the
Uh,
tear gas? You can use a power to avoid the tear gas.
I have magnetism that I can use to redirect bullets because I also use that to redirect gas canisters.
Um, yeah, I'm fine with that actually, because you heard the sound as they got launched towards you. So yeah. Um,
Now, here's a trick though. I think I can only do it to one canister at this point. I don't have the points to be able to do it to multiple targets.
oh, okay. Yeah, magnetism.
Wait to announce
Spend
you're
2
using this
points.
stunt until after the shooter has fired the gun.
Okay, so you heard it. Not a problem. You're within range. That's not a problem. Because they're not bullets, they're a lot less exciting than bullets, arcing lazily towards you.
Mm-hmm.
I would allow you to spend 1 point per canister. So if you have 2 points left, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, is there 2 canisters or more?
Yeah, 2.
Just 2? I'll spend the 2 then.
Okay. Now, according to this, like that, you were trying to redirect bullets, so I am fine with you redirecting these.
I'm just gonna take him back to the cops.
Okay,
And
you just basically swat him back into. All right, so everyone that rolled for those checks, go ahead and take your composure back. You're fine. You didn't need to do that roll at all.
let's go to the bathroom. Sorry.
It's okay, triple jump. All right, you swat the tear canisters back as like now the crowd, because that is an obvious use of power, right? In front of people, and now they're like they're on our side. They just threw tear canisters back at the cops as you hear a roar of approval go up from the crowd as they start picking up steam moving forward. What would you guys like to do?
I am their leader. This is awesome. Um, old what's her name? Sorry,
Jezebel or Janice. Janice Jackson.
Genesis.
Janice.
Genesis.
I still have a. Can I turn around and see where she's at still?
Yeah, totally. You can see her.
Um, man, Cody's just bad at all this like bullshitting stuff.
Have
Cody's
you
gonna
told
tell.
us that you found her?
I'm just so he's the first thing he's do right now is like, there she is, So you guys can see where she's at.
Yep.
That's what Cody's doing right now.
Okay, that won't be your full action. You can see what other people do in response.
Please,
All
thank
right,
you.
all right. Knock the tear canisters away, and points out. Now that he's done that, you guys can see Genesis is in the crowd. You've got Gremlin next to you. You've got Reese. You've got people. The roar is in their throat, moving forward.
Beaver, do you think you can put a stop to this, or do we need to have Sin Eater try to disperse them?
I'm going to be staring, jaw hanging wide open, staring at the cop who just slapped the tear gas canisters back at the cops.
Okay, Reese,
Actually
I think
broken
this
up
is getting.
the protest now no longer is breaking up the protest, so I'm just going to stand around staring, with my
Yeah.
jaw hanging open.
Reese, I think now would be time if you can. This is getting out of hand. I think things are going to get real dangerous here.
Yeah. You notice though that Reese in Gremlin know each other. They're actually one of the first contacts that Gremlin made when they made it to the Tri-City State. As Reese holds out his hand, is like, "May I take your gift, my old friend?" And Gremlin's just like, "For whatever it's worth."
Mm.
And he's like, "Can you? This can get unsightly." Um, he's like kind of asking you like to kind of make a
Yeah,
stand in front of
screen
him.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You kind of turn your back from it. If you take a peek behind it, Gremlin gives a gasp as fangs pop out on Reese, like God to honest fangs, as he plunges into a bite into his neck. As um, Gremlin just kind of gives a brief kind of settling sigh as you see like something happening. Like normally this would be the part where there's blood everywhere, but there's just a little blood. But you feel a force of essence being exchanged that's happening right now. And then Reese stands up. His eyes have changed to the color of Gremlin's as he stands. He goes like, I can feel it. Where am I going? Okay, you're still standing there, jaw slacked. Triple Jump was waiting for someone else to do something. No one else really did anything. So you three just kind of covered up as they're starting to run forward. At this point, Genesis has started to run past you and is going to be lost within the crowd unless you do something. Um, Now, for those people that have already passed, so that was like that's High Roller, Jezebel, Big Trouble. Those are the big ones that have kind of ran past already. But you have a whole nother mob of people that you feel Reese at this point could take care of. What do you want to do?
Um, I'm gonna try to use my last point of magnetism,
Okay.
and I want to grab grab her face piercings.
Okay.
And I'm gonna apply just enough pressure so it doesn't rip out of her face, but enough to like all of a sudden like what? And like so that it sort of like makes her stop for a second and think that maybe something got caught on them. Something happens just to like slow her down, and I want to try to like keep them in one place.
Okay. Without spending any magnetism points, you can just give it a hug if you want. If you want to spend a point, like if you're trying to get her to stop, like there's a real danger of it ripping out of her face. So
Right.
what exactly do you want to have happen here?
I don't want her to rip out of her face, but I want us to be able to
Okay.
like just grab it and like all of a sudden
Yeah.
like she makes
Yeah.
her stop to try to figure out what's going on.
I think that's fine. You can do that automatically without spending anything, and she gets pulled
Okay.
back. Okay.
And then I'm gonna sort of be holding that so that if I need to use that last point to do something weird, I will. But that's all I really want her to do right now. It's just not going any farther.
Okay, sounds good. Bulwark
So there's what, 4 people who have run past us that we don't think that Reese is gonna stop?
plus a couple others that are low level, right? So you're probably
Yeah.
like 6 in total, maybe 7. But there's only really 3. Plus, I guess, plus
Okay.
Genesis. So yeah, that would be, yeah, 4, I guess. You're right.
Can I use community relations on these? Minus Genesis, I don't care about her. She can go get tear gas for all I care. But the other 4, can I use community relations to try to sway them? Or charm, if you think that's better.
I think community relations probably better here because you're trying to do better for the community, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, yes, tell me what you say, and I'll tell you the result.
Okay. I'll be like, hey, guys, look, this is getting out of hand. This is just a trap to incite violence. They're ready for you guys. You're running into trouble. This isn't the day for this fight. That day may come, but like right now, you're just gonna get a bunch of people hurt for no cause.
All right, I am okay for Jezebel in Big Trouble. Big Trouble is really the big one. Like she can do
Yeah.
the most damage out of everyone that's going. Those two will slow down, especially because you've got Reese on your side. And so far, you guys have, like, you batted those away. Like, you are doing non-aggressive things, more or less, trying to help out as they slow down and think about their options. All right, I still have got High Roller in Genesis still moving forward directly into a line of like 8 police officers with riot gear on. Um, the rest of the group is still coming. They've just got slowed down a bit. Weaver,
I'm going to rush up as quickly as I can behind. I'm going to. So gross. Uh, ex- pull. I don't even know what it is. Bring out my prehensile venom stinger out of my spine out of my thorax, my thoracic vertebrae, and I'm gonna move up behind her and try to sting her.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you bonuses because she just had her face get tugged one direction. Um, so yeah, let's roll some dice. Let's see what do you need to do here?
All right.
Is that a scuffling check? What is that called?
Let's
Stinger?
see. Venom stinger.
Venomous stinger?
You can
Okay.
attack your enemies when close enough to scuffle with them. Well, this is what it says. You can attack your enemies with this organ when close enough to scuffle with them. Test Venom Stinger against your opponent's hit threshold. On a successful hit, it doesn't say scuffle, but I would
Scuffle.
assume it is.
Yeah, it's a scuffle check. Yeah, it's right there at the top of the third paragraph.
Okay.
Okay, she is in good shape. She is a fighter, so you need. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, you need a 4 to hit on a scuffle.
All right. I'm going to put 2 points into it and see what happens. Oh! All right. I'm going to come up to her and I guess get caught in her clothes, or I make noise and she hears me, or.
Yeah, maybe the tugging of the thing, maybe like was the thing that pulled her just off to the side briefly enough as your tail comes over the top and stings at where she was just at. Okay. Are you having Reese do the thing? Yeah. All right. Reese in all of his glory. They step in front of the other part of the oncoming and they just open their arms wide and you see that he actually uh, sorry, they are actually wearing um like kind of makeshift priest robes. You think that they might have been part of an order at one point in time. As they raise their uh hands in this rippling effect spreads out from them as I don't think you guys are gonna be caught in the wave of this. Um, as the fears, the shadows of doubt, the crippling things that are just behind the dark corners of your room late at night are coming to life in these people's lives as they're marching forward. They're thinking of their loved ones that they might lose. They're thinking of their parents, their children. They're thinking of their community that they might also be destroying by taking these actions. As you, as the crowd starts to look from one to another, it is just a ripple effect through that rips through the rest of the crowd as they just kind of stop and stumble forward a little bit before they start kind of just looking around, frantic and wild-eyed, looking for escape. As you turn, there is only at this point Genesis and High Roller charging into the line of police officers. All right, in change. Okay, hell has busted loose down here, especially underground with the echoing and the sounds, and now the smoke and the chittering. It is complete chaos. To catch up on what Night Nurse was saying, um, that you're closer, like what exactly did you want to know? Just like there is a central like control um panel.
So when I look at the skill mechanics, it says that I can disable devices using that ability. So I think I could disable that.
Yeah, give it enough
So yeah,
time.
whatever they're doing with the hydraulics, I can just
Yeah,
it's
for
better to
sure.
stop the people who are firing it up.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Now, here's the deal is that so part of this happening is that the rooftop of the basement has opened. Okay. And you see underneath there is a trap door that above that is another platform. Now, no one's up there, so you don't know what's on that platform. Okay. But it seems to be reinforced a little bit with a section about, I don't know, 15 by 15 feet that would rise up into it. Okay. Just big enough for the machine, let's say. Maybe a little bit bigger, 20 by 20. Um, now, the critters have been doing their best they can. to chew away. And I'm going to roll a d6, but without telling you guys what I get um as they're doing the work. Okay. Good. All right. So I rolled some dice there. Um, give me initiatives for what you're gonna do. Okay. Oh, I should probably just divide this up. Okay. Since you're all the way at the front too, Lilac, you see this that the Dan and the other man there, their eyes are deeply rimmed green.
Mm.
Okay, my highest is a 13. Anyone beat that? Looks like
I
Bulwark.
have a
Oh, sorry,
13 on the
Hound.
Hound.
Looks like you're going first.
Cool. I just want to brandish my new submachine gun and tell everyone to freeze.
To the people in front of you or in back of you, because you're kind of caught in between right now. There's two that are behind like this smoke thing happening, right? That I'm gonna say Lilac is on the other side of, more or less.
Probably the people around the machine. As, that's in the end the bigger problem. Despite the fact we're probably just going to get gunned down. But whatever.
Okay, so I assume like this will be like freeze. If they move, then shoot. Is that the idea?
I just rolled composure. I just want to get them to stop. I mean, if you want, yeah, yeah. I mean, he would fire if it comes down to it, if like people attack. But he is
Okay.
just trying to intimidate people and get them to stop. I don't
Okay.
really want to start shooting people.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you want to target anyone in particular?
Uh, does there look like there's anyone outside of the three mutants in command of the machine?
Not in charge of the machine. No, you just got the two security guards that are flanking it, for lack of a better word, I guess.
Okay, I don't see Laura around.
No.
Can I target the machine?
To like shoot it?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you can easily do that.
Yeah, if people don't freeze, I'm just going to shoot the machine.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so that was at a 13, which is the same as Dan. Um, Brickhouse, you've seen this before. Now it's all through this smog and all this stuff, but you've seen this before. As see Dan's like, they're not gonna take my little girl again. As he starts like just pushing as hard as he can on the lever or whatever, as he turns towards what he assumes is a group of people, and his eyes just go completely white as the charge buildup begins for what he's trying to do. Now, before, you remember it took quite a while for him to get to maximum, but with his current physiology, you're not quite sure how long that can take. You're guessing it's going to be a shorter amount of time, though. Okay, so that was Dan at 13. Now you had well, Hound, you were on the wait. Did you want to change shooting the machine? Now you're seeing him do that. Do you want to do something else?
No, I mean, as far as I'm aware, the machine is needed to fully trigger this, right?
Hmm. To make him
Because it needs to be.
go at a yeah. To make it more erratic, yeah.
So then, yeah, I'd shoot the machine.
Okay, all right. It's a submachine gun, so you get D6 plus 2. It's large enough I'm not going to worry about you rolling unless there's something very specific you want to hit.
No, I don't know enough to target anything specific. I'm just
Okay.
gonna down and help my munching little friends.
Okay. All right. We'll just do this. And
You want me to roll anything for damage?
oh no, yeah, you don't have to roll to hit.
Okay.
It's just D6 plus 2. Like you just
Okay.
go straight to
Damage.
damage.
Got it.
And
Ooh.
okay, there you go. Right on. Now, you're doing damage to it, right? You don't know if that's going to be enough to be able to punch through. However, you also combined with what you're doing, combined with your mammal friends, you hear the machinery start to give an audible groan, actually, as they are doing work for you. All right. My next one is at 11. Anyone in there? Okay. This is Little Boy. Uh, Little Boy goes over and gives Night Nurse a shove. Night Nurse, if you want to, you can give me a composure check. I'm going to tell you it's insanely high, but you can do it. And remember,
Oh,
you can go negative when using your composure if you want to.
okay. I'm not gonna go negative, but I might as well go all.
Okay. Okay. All right. You look up and you see your friend that you've known for several years, Little Boy, that you guys started emailing about a year ago, probably back and forth. You guys actually share a common love of chemistry and stuff like that. And that's just kind of how you guys met online. And Little Boy is just like, okay, it's showtime. Are you ready? And you're pretty excited. Like you got to help build this machine that you're going to get to be able to show at this convention, which is pretty amazing. Um, but there's people here that hate you, that are trying to destroy this moment for you and your friends. Um, they're obviously anti-mutant, all this stuff, but you know that if you get this machine to go off, they'll be able to see how much good you can do. What is Night Nurse going to do?
So I don't even like experience him shoving me. I just experience him like
Yeah, you were sitting there and he nudges you. He like nudges you with his foot. And you're like, you were just kind of like spacing off there, and you're like, oh, okay.
um
Like they are shooting
oh,
at you
dude, I
too,
wasn't
by the
thinking
way.
ahead about what Night Nurse would do. I was thinking ahead about what my other character would do. Um I would all her stats be back to full?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, she's well taken care of.
Um
She has her officer pistol, supplied pistol as well.
okay. Um yeah, I think she would probably hold up her gun and say, "Don't come any closer." I
Okay,
don't have
they've
any
already
type of
shot at you.
intimidation.
They've already shot
Oh,
at
they
you.
shot at me or shooting at the
Well, they
machine?
shot at your machine that is your like greatest
Baby
accomplishment.
at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I won't. I don't think I would shoot. I still don't think I would shoot, but I definitely.
Okay. All right. Uh,
No, like legitimately, like I think she was one who would always hold fire. More of a threatening thing if she
okay.
could avoid it.
All right. You
Stop. If
see,
you shoot again, I will shoot. Like, you
okay.
get one more chance, and then I will.
You see little boy go to hide behind part of the machine as it starts to get raised, but only not all of the hydraulics are moving off. Now that it's opened up from above, you hear from PA speaker somewhere up in the ice rink of and new. Welcome to the stage, Chelsea Teal. So the crowd just erupts, just going crazy. As now that it's opened up, you also hear. Did you hear gunfire? What? As okay, my gun guys don't go until later. All right. And remember, everyone's going to be at minuses because of the blindness and all this stuff. So I think all of you get to go first, unless it's 7. I got a 7. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I guess I will go. All right. So everyone
Oh,
has
I'm at 8. Yeah.
your date. Okay. Book, what are you doing?
Lilac, you're doing mechanical stuff, right? Or at least you appear to be.
Well, it seems that seems to be under control. So I was going to try to talk to the night nurse. I don't know if you want me to play that out, Jared. If you would prefer, I don't try to talk my own character down. I understand that.
Well,
I'll
unfortunately,
bet
your
you
power
can
doesn't work
convince
like
me.
that. But
What?
unfortunately, your power doesn't work like that. Your power
Well, I
works
know
like,
that.
oh, okay, okay. You're trying to talk yourself down. Okay.
So that would be on like the initial when her memory had been altered, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
Um, and that's but you. Okay, so does Lilac know? Because last time you told us that if you can poke holes in the memories, the real memories to the forefront.
You
Do I
can
know
give,
that? Do I
you
think
can
I should
give,
talk to her?
you do know that you can give her another opportunity to make a composure check.
Okay, because that's what I was planning to do. I was planning to actually literally talk her down and try
Yeah.
to get the real memories of who are back in. So, but it's not my turn. So,
Yeah.
yes, mechanics. You think I'm working on the mechanics?
Yeah, I see you're at the machine. I don't think I probably saw what really is going down with Night Nurse. So I'm gonna step in between Lilacs and everybody else with guns.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold my kinetic dispersion power.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Totally legit.
Thank you.
All right. So then I go at 7. Yeah. Okay. So the people in back, we are blinded, so we're at -3 to try and shoot stuff. The person that's closest to us at this point, I believe, is the Hound in Brickhouse. Yeah. So I'll do shots at both of you, one per each. All right. So then I mean, yeah, I'll do my first shot. All right. And then my other one. Okay. So first shot's hit. Now after this, who knows? We'll see what happens. So D6, these are light. All right. Brick house, take 4. Pound, take 6.
Okay, how negative can you go?
Negative like 11.
Okay,
Where are you at?
-2.
-2. Oh, okay. So right now you have horn muscles. Okay. If you get to -6, organs and bones have been punctured and broken. Okay. But right now it's mostly just like, oh, you got a limp, you're straining. It's not great, but you're not totally out of it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So those are the guys in back. Now the guys in front, I've got 2 up there. I mean, the only 2 that I see are you 2 over there. So I'm going to take 2 shots. Okay. One at Lilacs and one at the book, right? So let's go. Which one are you going to do, book?
Oh, do I declare it before or after it hits?
Mm, I don't know. Let's look it up. What's it called? High energy
Kinetic
dispersion.
energy dispersion.
Oh, kinetic. Okay.
I can reduce damage from any single blow or source to any single subject, including myself, to 0. It occurs after any ability points have already been spent by the party generating the kinetic energy.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to
Not sure.
d6 plus 5. So this one's for book. Hits barely. D6 plus 5. And okay, so I hit both of you. Now after this round, it's all out the window to see what happens because there's too much smoke. We're blind. The guys in back are blind and deaf. Like,
I'm going to Vilax. You're the one that can potentially end this. I'm in the way, so I'm going to take I'm going to turn the damage to Lilacs to 0, and I'll take my hit.
okay.
Because I am back at full. So
The book takes 2.
fantastic.
All right. Merely a flesh wound. It's a little bit off your gut. As the bullet comes to a stop and drops in front of Lilacs. Okay. Everyone who's after the gunners may go.
I believe that's me next. Sorry, I'm indecisive. So, Night Nurse has a gun pointed at me, and she is saying, "Closer, and I will shoot." And trying to tell me how great her machine is, something. And so I can see that Mr. Nobody has affected her, right?
Yeah, 100%. 1 billion. Everyone here, except for the security, has been affected.
Okay. I am going to try to tell Night Nurse like a real story about time. I was looking at what common skills we have, and we both have forensic anthropology. So I try to appeal to a time we did an autopsy together that was really interesting. And I tell her this great story, and like, man, wasn't that a good time? We really need your help, Night Nurse. I use her code name because I don't know if that's what they're using here. We really need your help to stop a lot of people from getting hurt. And I know you care a lot about people getting not hurting people. You think this machine's gonna help people, but actually it's gonna hurt a lot of people. Is that what it takes to try to make her do another composure check?
Now, you can try. Yeah, 100%. It can be a composure check. But I'm gonna let you know, like that doesn't change the the target you're trying to hit. It just allows you to get another chance at it.
I try to give her some real concrete memories about our friendship and how much it means to me.
Okay.
So now Night Nurse has to do a composure check.
Yeah, it'd be Night Nurse. Yep.
Okay, composure. She's like full up. There's a lot of them, probably. She
Well,
likes
how much did she spend
autopsies.
on the last one?
When did you have me do the last one?
When you got nudged by Little Boy.
Oh, how many did I spend? That's a really good question that I don't actually remember because I didn't
Was it
mark it properly.
like 6, wasn't it?
Looks like 6. Yep,
Yeah.
that's accurate. So that's what I have left. Great. So I'm probably not beating that.
Okay. You see Night Nurse waver slightly, and then just a resolve settles over her face with a sneer. It's like, you're here to stop the great works. All right, Brickhouse, you haven't gone yet. What are you doing?
Lever that Dan's working, is it also the same lever that opened up the roof? Is it the same control system that opens up the roof that also raises the device, or is there two separate things?
I mean, you would think they would have to be interconnected in some way, right? That the hydraulics going up should be tied into, or at least next to, right? So like you throw one switch, but you put this little bar over to connect to the other one, so all of them get pushed at the same time.
Yeah, like a safety thing anyway, because all of a sudden, if the floor
Yeah,
isn't open and you're trying to raise it, it's going to smash into it. So you'd want all of that pretty close.
yeah. That's what I'm gonna say. Sure.
Okay. Um, I want to get up to them.
Okay.
And the first thing that I want to do is try to uh, reverse the controls to close up the floor.
Mm, okay. You run up towards the controls on there. You see that the overall the platform is starting to tilt badly, as if one, if not two, of the hydraulics isn't working properly. So, but right now it is still the other three are chugging away to get further up there, right? Um, Now it hasn't gotten far off the ground at this point. Night Nurse, you see someone who is obviously charging forward to where Dan is at. Um, uh, are you trying to just like you want to reverse it? So you just want to get like into a tug of war with Dan about pushing the lever?
Sorry, night
Uh,
nurse or lilacs?
Night
Oh,
Nurse.
not me. Sorry. I'm sorry. One more time. I don't get followed.
Okay. Um, Once Brickhouse tells me exactly what he's gonna do here, then I might have Night Nurse take a shot, depending on what he does here.
I I want to try to hell. I'd break the controls, but yeah, I'm tug of warning against Dan. Although I'm prepared on the next turn to pick up Dan and fly him out of here too. Right, but
Okay.
if I can do something with the controls first, I would. If
Okay.
that looks
Now,
impossible, I wouldn't try to do it. I guess
do you still have super strength at all?
I do.
Okay. So actually, because you still have super strength, I'm gonna just have it do an athletics check, but only at a 3. And you can use athletics or strength.
Okay.
Dan's a pretty big dude. He's like 6'4" and like almost 300 pounds. But you're yeah, super strength, so you know. Okay. Yeah, you hop up onto the edge of the platform with Dan, and you almost one-handed stare him down as you launch it back, as Dan is like straining with everything he's got, as you start to get your other hand on there and stop it, and then push it back to the other direction to start coming back down. Um, okay, I don't think that was a violent enough act, in my opinion, for Night Nurse to fire, because if we go back and take a look at Night Nurse's history of pulling the gun, now she did, right? Was it Lilac or was it Night Nurse that shot and killed the
It's
Norwegian guy?
night.
That was Night Nurse. So she
Mhm.
does use the gun. Okay. I am willing to give it after this round, but this next round, she will protect her group of
Yeah.
friends now. Okay. Okay. And I think that's everyone. Yeah. All right. Let's flip back to we're down to Triple Jump, Bulwark, and Weaver. We are only down to just High Roller and Jezebel and maybe one other person that doesn't have any superpowers charging into a line. Now, at this point, you know how it's going to go. High Roller is going to blow out two or three of these dudes right away. Okay. Jezebel is just a good, sorry, Genesis. She's just a good fighter, right? She'll take down one, maybe another one, but numbers are going to catch up to them pretty quick. The other four will jump them and beat them down quite badly. Um, it's up to you. if you guys want to do anything. You have, for the most part, stemmed the tide of the marching army of Cypher's army, and as they are spreading back into the streets, back towards the nest, away from the rink. As you start to hear cheers coming up from the Federalist supporters. Do you do anything?
Are they like right next to each other? Or are
Mm,
they spread out down the line?
I mean, let's say like 10 feet away from each other, so like pretty close.
Cool. Can I put a force field up? Make them run into it or trip over it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So if they're like 10 feet apart, it's like per meter, right? Or every 3 meters.
Yeah.
So 3 wide. If you just want to do 3 wide so they trip over it, you can do that. Or you can
Yeah.
do 3 by 2, um, which makes it a skill challenge of 6 versus a skill of 3.
Nah. I'll do the skill of 3. Let's try that.
Okay. Now, I will tell you what'll happen. It'll just get quicker to them getting their asses beaten, probably to death.
It won't actually they're too close then.
Oh,
Alright,
oh,
screw it.
oh, I'm sorry. You meant how close are they to the police line?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant from them next to each other. From High Roller and Genesis, how close they were to each other. Okay. So between the cops and the thing, so if they just shot those behind there, I don't know, a lot further apart than 10 feet. So,
Okay, but close enough if I tripped them, they're just getting beat down.
I mean, it'll take the cops a while to get up there, but yeah.
Alright, screw it. I'll try to put up a force field just to stop them, see if we can't get them to turn back. They won't. That's on them, but I'll give it one last go here.
Okay. Now you know that well, one of them is induced, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Weirdly enough, Genesis would be the one that you could try and talk out of or do something. So you want to hit them both though?
Yeah.
Just trying to trip. Okay. So it's just a target of 3
Well,
because
not even trip. I'm just trying to stop them full wall.
oh,
So I
okay.
don't want them to get tripped and then get beaten to death. Let's try to stop them if I can.
Gotcha.
Talk them
Okay.
out of it. If they refuse to listen, I tried.
Okay. So a target of 6 then.
Okay. Nope.
Oh, man. Okay. So how does that work narratively, right? Like maybe you just misjudge the distance or something like there.
Yeah.
So now you know that there is still a wall there, okay? That maybe some people randomly run into or walk into or whatever. Like you get the guy that was in the middle of them trying to run. How about that? That guy splats
Yeah.
into it. But those, for whatever reason, the timing just didn't quite work as they keep running towards the wall of police.
So the wall's behind them now?
Yes.
I can
Like that.
drop it at will also if you want me to.
No, I'm going to run full bore into it behind her. I'm behind Genesis.
Oh,
Well, I'm going to go face
well,
first into the wall.
if she didn't get hit by it, right? So I tell you what, it would make sense. Let's go athletics 3. You just like kind of notice, like you don't really notice anything, right? You just, but you're kind of following timing wise. Let's first do that athletics 3 to see if you hit the wall. Okay, you're fine. You you you're just following Genesis, and you don't even know that anything even happened, right? You just whoop. So you can take your action as normal. Weaver, triple jump. What are you doing?
I'm going to try to sting her one more time. So
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
there we go, 6.
Okay, bam. Okay, you can come. Okay. Okay, health check for the result of the attack. So you hit a 6. Okay.
So on a successful hit, I do no damage with it, but force the victim to make a health test with the result of your venom stinger attack as the difficulty.
Which I've had to do athletics already, so I'm only going to do like a +2. 3. I fail actually.
Okay.
Genesis is going to go down. You
Oh,
pump enough venom into her that immediately it shocks her system into stumbling and falling face first in there. So now it's only High Roller running forward and like just screaming in total like a lunatic. Triple jump.
I'm going to try to use Earth Control to cause a little earthquake to make him fall down.
Okay. Sounds good. You just spend 4, right? On a successful Earth Control. Oh, you have to do a difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4. So, yeah. That's okay.
Yep,
Whew.
you got it. Okay, so now okay, it's strong enough to damage architecture. Make an athletics chore against the same difficulty. Okay, D6 +1 because we've been running 2. Okay, I got a 6, so I'm not knocked off my feet. However, oh no, that's not gravity. Okay, so I stay on my feet. Basically, is what that means.
Mm.
Those who fail are knocked down and take modifiers of -2. Okay, so you see him kind of get uneasily on there, and he's going to clash with the police next round. Now, at this point, Reese has used every bit of his willpower to channel the anger and the scaredness into his own people. And he is just like kind of down on one knee as Gremlin puts his arm underneath his shoulder and goes like, "Come on, old friend, you've done enough. Let's be out of here." They start to take off back towards the nest, probably back to Paradise Found, to take care of everyone for what everyone's seen here today. Okay, this last bit, you tell me, do you want to try and save High Horse or not?
High Roller.
High Roller.
Yeah, I'd like to try to save him. I'm at the moment struggling
Okay,
to think of what I can do.
okay, let's switch back. Okay, so now we're underneath the dark sub direction. At this point, the thing is under no chance of making up through the rooftop, right? Now, at this point, though, people are going to know things are going wrong upstairs. There hasn't been any sign of Laura Barnes as of yet, or anyone else that you recognize, assuming that they're all upstairs. Okay. Um, However, there's a lot of danger happening down here. So I got D6 +1. Those are my gunmen. 6. And then Dan, 15, of course. D6 +8. I think I have to do it at this point. 12. And then D6. What is, I can look it up. Oh, okay. I got a 7. Okay. It wouldn't beat a 15. Dan, you have completely thrown him off there as he's now sitting on his butt after you've knocked him down from just slamming the thing back over. And he's just like, I wish you hadn't done that. As he just starts to glow, building more and more energy coming off of him. You remember, using your anamorphology from the last time that you fought with him, is that the only sure way to keep him from exploding, if he can't talk him down, is if he's dead, he can't explode. You're in a tough spot here. Okay. 12 for a little boy. Okay. Little boy at this point goes scampering off into the darkness. And he's just going, help, help, it's all gone wrong, as he runs off into the darkness. My next person is at a 7. Can anyone beat a 7?
Tie a 7.
I have 7.
7,
I have an 8.
8.
Also 8.
Okay. The Hound in the book. What would you like to do?
I think at this point I'm just going to shoot the 2 gunmen behind me, or one of the gunmen behind me.
Okay. Yeah, can do. Just target 4.
Okay. Missed.
Oh no! Oh no! Hound! Oh, Hound and Bulwark are getting down there, I think. 7 points.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're gonna turn into a slap fight here pretty soon, I think. Okay. The book.
I will shoot the guy who shot me with the weapon I picked up.
Okay, so one of the guys at the front. Sounds good. Yeah, you hit. D6 plus 2.
5.
Oh, okay. I'm still up.
And can I get partial cover since I'm near the machine?
Yes, if you'd like to take partial cover, yes. That'll make it even
I'll take
harder.
partial
Okay,
cover.
perfect. That'll be tougher to shoot. Okay. So then now I'm at, oh, you guys are at 7s, right? So the 7s will still go before me.
So Night Nurse is a 7, and she would take a shot. Whoever she thinks is the biggest threat to the machine going up right now.
Yeah, I think she was gonna shoot Lilac because I rolled for her too, and I got a 7.
That's really funny. It's weird. Okay. That's who she was aiming at, but if she didn't think Lilacs was gonna, like, if she's like actively
Yeah, honestly,
Brickhouse is
yeah,
trying to stop the
Brickhouse
machine.
is probably the bigger threat. So yeah, take a shot at Brickhouse. Use all of your shoot that you have.
All of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I only used half of it. Or that's how Night Nurse rolls. Don't want to use it all at once.
Well, remember she's blind.
Right. What does that mean?
It's -2 to your checks.
Okay, so it'd be a +4 instead of a +6.
Okay. You shot him. Now it is a service revolver, right? So it's D6 plus 1. It's a light gun. All right. You hear the echo of the gun shot as the bullet slams into you. As you look down and see you've just been gut shot by Night Nurse.
Person you've been trying so hard to save.
Oh, the irony. So many things that have to happen right now. I don't really have super speed. I just have strength and flight.
If you look up flight, though, you can fly really fast.
Well, that's a good point.
Like you can go 40 miles per hour for spending 2 points. Time to travel 1 kilometer, 90 seconds.
Yeah,
Like,
not too shabby. No, I wanted to. I'm not doing it, but I'm also on a 7. I kind of wanted to like super speed myself out of the way so she shot Dan instead of me. It kind of takes care of 2 things at the same time.
Unfortunately, flight doesn't work that way. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to have super speed.
yeah, I'll do a speedster next time. So I still have positive health even after uh, Jody shot me. Um, but he's gonna blow. Do
Yeah,
I think
last
with yeah, from everything I learned from last time and what I see now, how long do I think that I have?
with everything that you know now, you think maybe one more turn, maybe
Uh,
yeah, it's going a lot faster because last time it took him like 4 to 5 rounds to get even to where he's at now.
so there's a chance that if I fail whatever I'm going to do this turn, that he might go before everybody else and detonate next turn.
Possible.
Uh, so I'm just gonna shoot him in the head.
Okay. You only need a 3 to hit Dan.
Oh Jesus! Well, I hit him.
You shoot him in the neck as he just uh, oh, his eyes flicker back to their normal color as he just a look of total confusion, pain, and anguish flashes over his face. And he's just like, Shen, save Shen. And he bleeds out immediately. You have, for all intents and purposes, saved most of the people in this ice rink, even though not the way you wanted to do it. However, there's still dangers to be had. Everyone has gone at this point, right?
Oh, there's the gun.
Or lilacs, right?
Um, yep, that's what I was saying. Thank you. And I guess if I see that happen and I know that the machine it will not be detonated now. Um, I'm gonna try to tackle Night Nurse.
Okay. Just doing a scuffling check, sure.
I'm not good at that, but neither she's. It's fine.
Right. Yeah, because her athletics are so low, you only need a 3. Okay. You,
Oh, well, I probably
yeah, you
added
don't need
5
to
then.
spend all 5. Okay, you tackle her.
I wouldn't
Uh,
have spent all 5 then, but that's okay. We're
D6 minus 2.
oh right.
Okay. Dang. Okay, as you kidney punch. Um, wow. Yeah, whoa, that really hurt actually. Good job. Um, Pow. Yeah, you think you probably cracked some ribs when you rabbit punched her. It ruptured a spleen. Um, or liver anyway. Kidney. That's what I meant to say. Kidney. Not the things that'll kill you immediately. Um, all right, I think that's everyone that's gone down here. One last flip back to doomed high roller as he's running into thing. Did you want to keep up the force field or do you want to take it down? You can do it whenever you want.
I'd drop it.
Okay. All right. Roll for initiative. They're going to be about 10 feet apart from each other as they're just running at each other at this point, and he's going to unleash. Yeah, I got a 14. Or a high roller got a 14. Okay. D6 plus 3. All right. Bam! I hit. E6. Spend 4. All right. He's gonna take out one of the police officers with a one shot. 4, 7. So yeah, this much. Okay. All right. Well, this with his sonic abilities, it shoots out from his gills, open up on the side of his neck, and eviscerate one of the cops that are in the way. So I was at 14. Then I think we've got 7. Might be the next one, or not. Actually,
9.
9. Okay,
9.
Weaver's at 9.
Um, he's ahead of me now. I won't catch. I think I can hit him with some webbing though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit him with some webbing. It looks like. Not clear how I do that though. Sorry, I should remember how to do this. It's a
Yeah.
6. Oh, it's successful shooting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta hit him with 4. He's pretty athletic. No, only a 3 now because he's had to dodge and do other stuff. So you only need 3 or better to hit him.
Yep.
Okay,
Putting it
you
up
got
on
him.
the.
Now, how does
Yeah.
that work? Are you trying to restrain him or his movement?
Yes. Yeah. Gonna try to restrain him.
Okay. For a cost of 2.
Yep. Let's see. Still pay 2. They make an athletics or strength to get free with a difficulty equal to 4 plus my webbing pool. As of the moment I begun to spin, so it's a target of 10 for him.
Okay, which I can't even do right now with my current athletic score. All right, so you have completely stuck him to the ground, basically as it is, as he's blowing away one of the police officers that you've worked side by side with. You've stuck this guy to the ground.
And I'll hold out my badge, yelling, "Don't shoot him! Don't shoot him!"
Ooh, okay. We'll see how that goes. If anyone wants to help at this point, yeah, at this point it's bulwark and triple jump.
Yeah, if I see he's got him restrained, can I also pull out my ID and be like, "We've got this one under control. Watch out for more protesters. I hear there's another group coming up the other side."
As you guys go to grab your badges, you remember that an APB was put out to restrain you guys.
Ah, I do now.
Yeah, I'll do it anyway.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Bulwark, what do you want to do? Do you still want to do that or do something different?
Uh, yeah, you know what? If he's doing it, I do it anyways. If they arrest us for now, maybe it'll at least distract them from stomping on High Roller.
Okay. All right. So you do that. Triple jump. Do you want to wait to see what the police officers do at this point, or do you want to do something?
I'm gonna do something else.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop my badge, and who's closer to me, Weaver or Bulwark?
It would be bulwark.
Bulwark. Um, Meet me at the park where we investigated what's her name's problem at midnight, and if not, then maybe I'll be have to break you out of jail later. And I drop my badge, and Cody's just gonna fade in with the other mutants that are going away.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. I don't have a problem with that at all. Yeah, you just kind of drift back with the crowd and you disperse into the well, probably back to the nest, I would imagine, or maybe back to your home, or maybe not back to
Wherever
your home. Yeah,
wherever the walk, yeah, no, yeah, probably at this point, no,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm just going with the crowd. Wherever they go, that's where he's gonna go.
Okay, so this is going to leave you then with a showdown with there are 7 remaining police officers and you two. They have stopped. They see that High Roller has been restrained They know that you shot webbing out, and they saw your crazy venomous tail take out one of their own. Um, in Bulwark, you have been.
Wait, Genesis was one of them? It was Genesis I hit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
your own, that you took out a
Oh,
mutant.
got it. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking like I did. Okay, go.
yeah,
We're
no,
good.
no, where you took out a mutant. And honestly, Bulwark, you haven't done anything that they've seen, right? That can be construed as an aggressive act against them. So they're gonna stop and they're just gonna be like, hey, doesn't have to go like this. You just wanna surrender, come with us peaceably. Looks like the fight's over here. Just and like two of them come out with like handcuffs. One for each of you.
I mean, I'd let him cuff me.
Weaver?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll put my hands out and tell him where my gun is and hand him my badge.
Okay. All right. And they're just like, okay. Okay. Thanks for making this easy, guys. Okay. All right. They cuff you. They haul you away. If Genesis had still been up, like was going to get to use their ability, and then it just would have been total like anger, hitting everyone. But you guys took care of that problem. Good job. Very good job of reducing as much death and chaos on this side of the ice rink. Going back underneath.
Where the death
Uh,
and chaos has been maximized, I think. It's
well, the problem is I can't do my master plan, right? So all I have left is an incredibly tense showdown between Night Nurse and everyone else at this point. I've got all my gunners still up, right? But they are badly wounded. Did I take shots last time? I didn't. All right. I need to take shots at people. Okay. Uh, I am going to go one for each person. I'm going to do D6. I'm going to use the last of my shooting, but I have to hit to get book. I need a 6, so we'll start there. Got a 5.
close.
I need a 5 for the hound. Nope. And I need a 5 for Brickhouse. Of course. D6 plus 1. 4. Are you still up?
-3.
Okay. All right. That bullet tore some organ. That is not good. You're not in any danger of bleeding out, but you are taking some bad structural damage. All right, so let's roll initiative for this round. So that was at the end of last round.
Yeah. Hit anything?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't want to leave you out. All right, I need a 5. Okay, I missed you. Okay. Okay. So these are my gunmen who I'm now just at 1. I'm at a 1. I don't know if you guys can get below that. And if anyone does anything else. Oh, D6 for Jody. Okay. 4. I have a 4 as my highest one. All right, we got
I'm
a
still
5.
deciding what the heck.
You got a
I've got an
4,
8.
5, 8 right now. It's the hound going first. Lilac is still thinking about.
Yeah. With Boomer down, can I switch up my command to my mammalian friends and just ask them to swarm these gunmen?
Okay. So no.
Okay.
It's not necessarily in their nature unless they're like protecting their nests or anything like that. if you want them like to, well, you can. It's going to be another check. It won't be as hard
Yeah.
though, because you've already gathered them. That was part of the check, was like going out far enough to get them together, and you're right next to them now. So just a 3 check if you want them to attack. That's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, challenge number of 3 or whatever they call it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not a problem. What in there at your current initiative? All right, you hear some crazy yelling, from wild chittering. That's gonna happen. I'm gonna say you can attack 2 of them. Which ones do you want to attack?
The gunmen in the back who are rapidly gunning me down.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. A lot easier to do. Okay, miss. Wow. Okay, 2 misses, unfortunately. But I will say that they'll have minuses unless they take care of the problem. They'll have more minuses to hit at this point. Okay, that was at number. So then, I think I was at 4. So I think everyone gets to go. Yeah. All right, Book, you're next. It's just
The
Night
guy,
Nurse who's been tackled by Lilac and the gunman.
and I've hurt one of them already, right? One of the gunmen.
Correct. One of them is
But
badly hurt.
what am I doing health wise? Yeah. I guess I'll. And were these the hired guys or the ones that we felt had been influenced?
These are hired.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna shoot at the one who hasn't been hit yet.
Okay. Up front, I assume. Yeah.
Yep.
You only need a 3 to hit. Okay.
Okay.
You got
Well,
him.
in that case, I way over aimed or something. Yeah.
D6 plus 2.
5 on him as well.
Yeah. They're both look equally terrible, as if they only have 1 health left each. As they are
And
still, like, you got him in the kneecap, and he's like up against the machine now, kind of still blinded and like trying to shoot around.
yeah, I'll try one more time. Throw down your weapons. Yeah.
Okay. We're not dead, but Dan is, so we'll think about it.
Mm.
Okay, so at 4, do I get to go?
I
Brickhouse?
still have a 4. I don't know who took it.
Yeah, you guys could go before me.
Lilac has tackled Night Nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend a point of regeneration right now. I can do it every 3 minutes. So I'm gonna do one of them right now
Okay,
and go back to health 0, which is better than -3.
fair. All right, you regenerate. Lilac?
I still have her tackled, so I probably can't use medic to help anybody out. Which is
No.
what I was thinking. And I can't cut her, right?
I mean, you can.
Somebody else has to.
You can just let Night Nurse go and medic someone else and let her free to do whatever she wants to do.
No, I don't want to do
Oh, fine.
that. I'll hold her. What does that mean I want to do? I can't cuff her, you said. Somebody else has to do that, to do like the spend 2 athletic points. Cuff her now, just to keep her from doing something bad.
You gonna punch her again or do something else?
Am I like frozen or something?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't hear
I
that. What
wasn't
did you
planning
say?
to punch. Oh no, I'm just trying to like restrain, like I can't cuff her, right? Doing like the 2 points of athletic.
Correct.
So, no, I want to keep her restrained. Do I have to roll something to like maintain my hold,
Yeah, you gotta do
basically?
scuffling. Yeah, it's scuffling.
I forgot to mark what I did last time. Give me a second to see what I did. Sorry, almost there. Oh, I did like all of it last time. Ooh, that's not helpful. I can still do it, right? I just don't get to add anything to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, just D6. You're trying to get a 3.
Well,
All right,
50
got it.
chance-ish.
D6. Now roll a D6 minus 2. Okay, so you still do some damage. All right, so she's still up, but badly hurt at this point. All right, she's gonna try and smash it back. Miss.
Okay.
Okay.
Just let us take it in and we'll get this all figured out.
Okay. We're down here. We just have the gunman. Now I get to go at 1. All right. So then the guys in back now need 6s to hit with no bonuses. So 1 on the hound. Oh my wow. Good shot. For 3 damage. I think that puts you at -5. Okay. Yeah, you are now something very serious has been shot. You're still mobile, you can still do everything the same. But you will bleed out by the end of the day unless you get air from like a hospital. Okay, so then D6, let's go for in the back to the book. Also need a 6 for that one. All right, now the ones up front. D6, I need 5s on Brickhouse. Oh, got him. For 3.
Right back where I was.
And then try and shoot Lilac. Need a 5 on that one too, I think. Man, Lilac, take 7! Oh no. Oh no. Are you still up? You're muted.
I'm at -4. My computer is being very weird and I think it's overheating, so I'm like holding it up at a weird angle.
Oh no. Okay. But you're still
But
up?
yes, I'm at -4.
Okay. All right.
So you
All
can go
right.
to 5, right?
Everyone's still up. Everyone's still up. All right, good. All right. Let's roll for initiative. I think this will probably be the last time. Because I think things are going to like I don't know what else can happen. I got another 1. Like well, actually no, I know what's gonna happen at the end of this round. Okay. So we got I think Brickhouse at 8 goes first, yeah? Unless the Hound has got something.
I'm at a
Okay.
9.
Oh, 9. Lilac, sorry.
At this point, I know she's probably hurting too and isn't gonna get up quickly, I hope. I'll let go of night nurse and medic.
You're gonna medic Night
Really
Nurse?
hurting. No. I'm gonna let go of her and medic for cows.
Oh, okay. How many points are you gonna spend?
That was unclear. I'm hoping she's not getting up quickly.
Sure. Okay.
If I like her. But I think I saw
Medic.
Brickhouse get hit pretty hard. What?
Yeah.
Just to
How
make
many
sure it's
points?
me.
Yeah. How many points are you gonna spend for Brickhouse?
Yes. Um, a lot. Troll said 5, so that's like 10 points back.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Brickhouse. You've just been hit with a stim patch basically from from Shadowrun, and you're like feel great. Plus your regeneration, like sinew has woven itself back together.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Um,
You hear people coming down the stairs.
I don't know if anybody else has a way out, but I think it's time we get out of here. And I'm gonna grab Lilac. How far away is Night Nurse?
Like 6 feet away from you, like not far at all.
How far away is Book?
Behind one of the machines, but not like 15, like not that far away.
If I can grab two people, uh, and I would just use whatever flight and strength I have left to just grab friends and fly the fuck out of there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Brickhouse comes to swing by to pick up. You were gonna grab Lilac and Book, correct?
I think so at this point.
Okay.
Thought about Night Nurse, but she's, I don't know.
Do
Haven't seen her snap
you
out of it yet.
do you guys let him do this?
Yeah. I'm hurting too bad to not let him do it.
Can I see Bulwark? How's he looking?
No, Bulwark is all the way on the
Or
outside.
not Bulwark.
Oh, Hound?
Sorry. Yeah, yep. Thank you. I saw his name on the screen.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
yeah. How's Hound doing?
He's bleeding out.
I'll yell, grab Hound, and I'll run after them.
You want me to grab Hound?
Grab Hound, and I'll hoof it out of here. And if
Okay.
I need to blast the two that shot at Hound, I'll shoot at them as I run.
Okay. Yeah, these guys are unhurt, the ones that are back by the door. But they're blinded, being attacked by dudes, which I need to roll for this turn, who cannot hit for good God. Okay. Um okay. But yeah, you can take a shot at one of them if you like.
Yeah, I'm running and gunning here. So I take it. We're flying and running, and I'm gonna just shoot at those guys as we run. Hopefully, scatter them as we hit the door.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Uh Go ahead and make the rolls. Yeah, okay. Then D6 plus 2 for damage. Okay. Good enough. We're gonna say you keep leaving people at one life. But I'm gonna say because the a raccoon and the squirrel get to him as he goes down. Seeing that on that side, because these guys are being attacked by this, the other guy is going to just flee as uh Brickhouse has got both the Hound and you're okay being picked up, Hound?
Mhm.
Hound and Lilac underneath his arms as he starts to run using his super strength and then start to lift up off the ground as his flight kicks in. You're running as fast as you can behind him, Book. Behind you, you hear this snap and crackle of electricity arcing back and forth as behind you you hear the familiar gruff voice of Flora Barnes. It was like, stand your ground. Um, Brickhouse, as you're flying, you're pretty much at the door. You can just go out. Do you go out? Do you do anything? Do you stop?
Do I hear Laura back there?
Yeah.
Is there any other jokers at the door?
No.
Then I'll make sure that uh, Lilac and the Hound are behind me as much as possible, but I'll hear what she has to say, and I kind of want to make sure Book is out there too.
Okay. Look, you are definitely not as fast, especially not flying. You're like halfway to the door at this point. Okay. Um, you hear Laura Barnes again tell you to throw down your weapons, or there will be consequences.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a d6 plus 12. From your vantage point, Brickhouse, it looks like she's about to fire. She's waiting though to see what the book does.
Wait to fire a book.
Yeah. Hmm. You know what? She's gonna notice the gunman around the machine, and it looks like she is probably going to attack them first.
She goes
So I
up.
have a fifth.
What was it?
So I've got a
Oh
15.
yeah. I'm at
But
3.
I'm
So
holding my action. So what do Book and Brickhouse do? Because I assume at this point the Hound and Lilac are like just kind of backing out the door, just like, "Ooh."
Ugh.
what are you at?
I'm at a 15, but I'm holding my action. So who you got a
I'm at
3?
so
Brickhouse, what do you have?
Your 15 was your niche.
Yeah, but I'm holding my action
Sure.
because I haven't fought anyone yet today.
both had 3.
Both
We
at 3.
both get threes. Nice.
Yeah. Brickhouse would go first though.
Yeah.
His pool of athletics is much higher, I assume.
I
Greater
don't
than
have
my
any
big
athletics left.
0.
All strength now.
But your original pool is much higher. So yeah, what are you gonna do, Brickhouse?
Uh, she looks like she's gonna shoot the gunmen that were guarding this thing for the weirdos. So she doesn't really know what's going on yet either. I don't want to shoot her, but something's going on. Um, can I shoot out the spotlights that are lighting this place up? Try to put everybody in the dark.
Yeah, if you want to. You shoot one
I
out right
think
now.
that will make any difference. But yeah, I'll try that.
Okay. Not a problem. You shoot out one of the lights. You pull the trigger. Um, uh, Sergeant Barnes is like, they're shooting at me. Unleashes with a lightning bolt at one of the gunmen. Hey, I did it. Okay, so 5. I'll pump in a couple more points. And just, oh, he was already injured. So that guy just gets vaulted across the room and slammed up against the wall. She doesn't look like she's gonna stop. Book.
So she's shooting the guys who are anti-mutant, and I don't know where the heck her head is at right now. The machine looks like it might still be functional, not able to be raised, but it all right, I'm going to oh god, and the 2 guys nearest the door are gone.
Yeah, there's just one gunman left, and he's badly injured up by the machine.
I'm gonna actually shoot the machine from
Okay.
here. She's distracted. I'm gonna go after the
Okay.
machine. Hopefully I can get it a couple more shots before we get the hell out of here.
Sure. Give me a d6 plus 2 because you're using the machine gun. So 3, 5. Okay. 37. All right, so it's been shot at once before, so it's been shot at twice now. So it is accumulating damage. It looks like it's got a little bit more to go before it'll get completely destroyed at this point. As it okay, we will do one more round before we see what happens here. So now I have less, so I'm down to 9. I'm at 11. Laura's at 11. I think I'm probably gonna go first. Yeah, 1, 7. Okay, Laura goes d6 plus 2. Hit d6. Well, not as impressive as the other one, but totally vaporizes the other guy. So there's no more gunmen anymore. Uh, Brickhouse.
Do I think that I could fly in, grab Night Nurse, and fly out?
Oh yeah, Night Nurse is still alive, isn't she? Not by much though. Um, do I think you can do that? So you can fly it if well, I don't know how many points of fly you have left right
How
now.
much did it cost me to do what I just did the first
Well,
time to get over to the door?
it didn't cost you anything, right? Because there wasn't any challenge to it. You were just doing it.
Sure.
If you want to in one round get there and back and grab Night Nurse, so I'm gonna say 3 flight points in a scuffle.
And a
Sorry,
scuffle. So I need
DC 3 in a scuffle. Because you got to grab, right?
DC 3 for the flight and a DC 3 on a scuffle.
Correct.
Both.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, give it to me.
Um, the flight.
Not a problem. Got it. With almost lightning speed, you take off
Just enough
and
left in both.
oh,
2 in each. So I was like, I'm fucking
did
spending it.
really?
Yep.
Ah, well, that's high drama then. As you manage to grab onto Night Nurse by kind of the scruff of her neck, more or less, and yank her towards. Now, she is going to try and fight you, but we're not going to worry about that because you do have super strength. As you haul back towards the other building, as Laura sees this, goes like, Brickhouse! Book, you were at 1. What are you doing?
I'm going to be backing toward the door and unload on the machine again.
Okay. Yep. Give me D6.
6 more.
6. Okay. All right. It's looking pretty badly damaged. At this point, Laura Barnes leans over and says, protect the candidates. I have a situation. I'm going to disarm it. She turns toward the machine and unleashes her electrical power on it. As it hits the coils, the whole thing lights up as a massive, what was just these small pulses, electromagnetic, gets turned into one last, almost an EMP type um, concussive blast that will like shake the ground for like a mile or two around as electricity and power all of a sudden goes down. You hear screams from above. Right before this happens, the Hound, you get a phone call.
Okay.
You answer it.
Yeah, I mean, what the heck? I'm just bleeding out. I've got nothing better to do.
Okay. It's
Hey, as
Maria.
we're standing back there and kind of just backing away, can I be medicing us? Like, can I
Sure.
be like helping both of us?
Yeah, you
These
can.
last
Yeah.
2 rounds were rolling. Okay, that's what I did the last 2 rounds.
Okay. You're gonna need
Figure out
it.
exactly.
Okay. All right,
All right, it's
perfect.
Maria.
Yep. All right, perfect. It's Maria. Um, she just goes like, well, if you were gonna tell me stuff, I thought I'd better tell you stuff. I can't live in a world like this. Um, just want to let you know that I thought you guys were great people. I've got in my sights, and I'm just gonna take it myself. You just hear a single gunshot before the phone drops. Machine detonates. For everyone that's down there, you guys are further away. Okay. I'm going to give you an impossible number at this point. I assume an athletics DC of 10. Like, I don't think any of you can do that, which is fine. Doesn't kill you. Okay. However, you are also going to get, because you're downstairs, not upstairs, where little boy is at, Dan's already dead. Um, however, night nurse, you're gonna have to do a check, okay?
Okay.
Or your power is gonna go off. Unfortunately, we are pretty far away. No, it's gonna be like a composure 8 DC, or your power is gonna go
Okay.
off.
I don't think I can do that because I think I've already used all my composure.
You can go
Like, I
negative,
think it is
but
literally impossible. Oh, or negative 5.
yeah,
This is 1.
9. Okay, you made it. All right, your power does
Negative
not
5
go off.
composure.
Yeah, your power does not go off. You don't immediately just pathogen everyone around you. Okay. um, if that's any consolation. The radiation, because you're in the basement, concrete between you guys, the radiation from the 2 mutants that were upstairs with radiation abilities, you are protected from them. As the crowd screams, the electronics have gone out. Diana's inoperable, as it were, and his power doesn't go off and saves the rink except for radiation burns and sickness that's going to set in for most of the people that are in the ice rink itself. You guys have escaped. Laura Barnes was killed in the explosion of the machine. The fallout keeps this area completely destroyed and uninhabitable for years. You managed to make it limp out of there with the story of the truth, but you don't know exactly what happened upstairs because you were downstairs.
Yeah.
As the rhetoric in the newspapers after this event happens of mutants attacking the Federalist Party, ensuring that they become a viable third political party in the US government. As a surprise candidate from the ashes rises up to lead this new party by the name of Laura Esching. And that is the story of Nation of Malice. Thank you guys for playing.
That's great. Thank you.
Woo. That
That was a good
was
session.
what's that?
I said that was a good session.
For sure.
Good. Yeah, it wrapped up a lot better. I wasn't quite sure of like Laura Esching becoming the things. They didn't have to do that, right? Um, but that would make sense for what Robert wanted to do for his family to put him in the most advantageous position for political power, right? And if he had to do it in certain ways, I guess that's what he would do for his family. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here is the big reveal number 2. Is this was supposed to be a one-shot adventure, okay? With basically just the last 2 sessions that we did. Because the only reason I put all this together, and I just ended up having a ton of fun doing it, is because I wanted to create a brand new superhero setting using this rule set. Also was thinking a ton of stuff of like defunding the police and other areas like that. So getting through all of this is that trying to sift through the rubble of what happened in this city for moving forward in this world. So what I came up with, terrible name. I need a new name, but it was going to be called Charters. The whole idea is that there's going to be super teams. The only people that could afford to do it to pay for the insurance of them are going to be insanely rich people. They're going to have their own kind of ideas, but they'll get government funding by closing cases for the government. So you still do police work, but now it's much more of a detective sort of thing. There's still a lot of police work. You have to still go through formal training, but now you're also competing with other superhero groups to close these cases because the more cases you close, the more of a better charter that you get. Like you get a better super place that you live in and more leeway and move up. Like maybe if you do really well in the smaller town, then you can move to a bigger town to work with. And also to explore the idea of like if I really want to do like this defunding the police thing, that it makes sense then to have you guys be a little bit more specialized in doing certain things. So then you'd only get called in on like, hey, this is really, we want you guys to come in, but here's also a log of stuff of cases that we just can't close or that we need help with that you guys can then go through and figure out. So that was my whole point because when this game came out, like George Floyd just happened. Um, and like I can see why people wouldn't really touch this game that much. Like being police officers is not an easy task or an ask for people to do. So I wanted to take that same idea and then turn it more into superheroes, but also make it more feel like superheroes and more fun again too, because it gets pretty gritty. But we really leaned into the grittiness, and I want to thank you guys so much. The original idea was to kill everyone. That was from the get-go. That was the original idea. I knew I wanted Mr. Nobody that can control memories, and I knew I wanted Scoop, who was the second most powerful mutant with nondescript. She's like the perfect spy. And so then that's when the Hound is the first and only person that had ever like tracked her and like could still track her. Freaked her out. She just took it upon herself to sneak a gun in and get close. She can get close to anyone she wants to because of that power. Just got close to Teal and took her out. So that's the whole adventure. That's the whole idea of why I did this. Um, and I hope it was fun. And I know it's also late. If we want to do a follow-up session of just like talking about stuff, um, next week might be hard for me. I find out if I have to go do a medical thing on Wednesday. If I do, I won't be able to do anything on Sunday. Uh, but yeah, overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, does it seem possible that this could be something that people would buy? And was it fun, I guess, to go through too?
I think it's got to be worth the money just for all of the information that you've compiled. You know what I mean? Like all of the clues.
Excellent.
Like trying to write one of
Yeah.
these would be a fucking nightmare. You know, it really would be. You can just like somebody else did all that work for you. Hell's yeah. There's a ton of stuff there. And,
Yeah.
use ideas like that to help write your own stuff afterward. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of work that goes into what you had to do. And that's why you pay for something like this. It's not just like, here's an adventure hook.
Yeah.
It's like, if you really have like, here's this clue and this clue and this clue and this scene and this scene and this scene, like the more specific it gets with that shit, yeah, it's totally worth it then.
Yeah.
So
Like the three main adventures, the Only Good Mutant, which has been updated since you guys played it, because you guys were the first people through it. So it can be closed now a lot easier. But I really like that idea of keeping it open, that maybe Goose was going to be there tonight. You know, we just never had a chance to see him because he didn't go upstairs. Um, the Bambi Calloway, and then this last one, like those three adventures, each one of those is like 15 pages long. Because yeah, you gotta like figure out all the different clues that you gotta go through and
Right.
yeah,
write it out. But yeah, yeah, right on. Okay, that's good. Good to
Yeah, I
hear.
honestly do like that this is, yeah, kind of like a background setting that then sets up the rest of like a universe. That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I wonder how you get over the sentiment around cops, right? Is that still going to be an issue with bringing that forward to potential players and buyers and game masters?
I'm not quite sure because I want them to work hand in hand with law enforcement, but I also want it to be the new vision of law enforcement, right? Is that while you're still mutants and there's such a smaller percentage of you guys that you'll still have to kind of do everything, but you'll be working with branches of the government that are specialized, like there's what, like 13 or 14 interpersonal skills that like you could easily do a whole thing like, well, no, we're just going to do talking about how to get through paperwork to help this homeless person get off the street, you know? Is it a super exciting adventure? Well, what if these are, mutant powered homeless people that like King Rat, like that dude needs help, right?
Mhm.
So like that, I think that'd be interesting thing to take a look at. Now, how it deals with law enforcement, yeah, that is an issue, right? But I think that's why if you have it against other superpowered people too, that might take a lot of the stress off of that, or just make it an all detective thing too, like super hot, detectives for hire, competing with each other is kind of the same idea too. So no, it's a great question. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hoping that that twist does draw more people towards the idea because I think the system in the setting and the idea of it work really well together. But whew, I am gassed. Um, Thank you guys so much. I'll want all your information either emailed back to me how you want to appear in the book for playtesting. If you have any ideas or, like I said, things that sucked that just didn't get put together correctly. Um, said you guys are the first ones through the wall, so you had the hardest time going through it, and you've also helped it mold it for the next people that have come along. Because I've run these different scenarios for other people, and they've gotten smoother and better each time. Now, this end part, you guys might be the only ones that go through this end part, so I don't know. Like, kidnapping night nurse, good idea, bad idea. That one's gonna haunt me because I love the idea of it, but I don't know if that takes that off the table of you working with Mr. Nobody. Like, if she hadn't been kidnapped, how close would you been, guys? Would have you been like, you know what? Like, I
Right,
get
like
it.
had they actually met her at the place and tried to convince her to join, would she have done it?
Yeah.
Neither of my characters would have ever worked with him, right? Some mysterious mythological crime lord back from the dead who's basically a mob boss, like there's no reason to trust him whatsoever, right? There's just like,
Sure.
hey, I'm going to commit mass murder because it's a good thing. And it's like, oh, I mean, you're kind of a bad guy. That's literally the only thing I know about you is you're bad on multiple different levels. So probably no.
Okay, so I need to make him more relatable, maybe. Not quite the
If you
right
want
word,
people
but
to work with him, yeah.
I want
But
that to
like
be,
mob
Yeah,
boss
if you want
who's super scared of mutants and known for killing them, like, yeah, I really have no reason to work with him.
well, he was helping him out a lot though too, like with the jobs and
Not that
whatnot.
we were aware of.
Yeah, he was behind the sanitation place that gives people's jobs. Yeah.
Right, but he's also kind of using them as far as we do. So
Sometimes. The so definitely need to figure out a way to make him more not believable. Like I'm not quite sure what the right word is that I'm looking for. Because the reason I want to do it, I want it to be more of a moral question, a more enticing morality question of like, you know what? Like how crazy is it that I wrote this and then immediately Trump gets an assassination attempt like when we're halfway through the whole session and it's like, oh well, that person obviously thought that was the right thing to do, you know. So I guess
I
it's
mean,
that
if you
weird.
just, I would make it more so he's not like some boogeyman to the mutant community. Make it more of like he's a known fixer for the mutant community. Like if you're a mutant and you have problems like that you can't get fixed through the law because the law is against you, you find the mysterious Mr. Nobody and he helps you take care of it. You know, he
Mhm.
might demand a high price from you, but he's the only guy you can turn to get your problems fixed.
Like a Godfather type.
Yeah, but one where
This is
mutants are the family to him, right?
right, but even that high price could be your compliance in
Hmm.
something bigger that yeah, it could be like even if you don't know the whole picture, it's like you need to play this little part. I'm not telling you much, but I need you to do this thing.
Yeah, like
He
unlock
just
the back
can't be
door.
More
known.
manipulative rather than agreeing. It's more manipulative, and some know and agree to do it, but some are just manipulated into playing one little part that they don't realize the grander
Yep.
picture.
And
Okay.
honestly, it would be interesting if you had him have like people ran jobs for him. Like if there was a job or two where you run for him, like he approaches like not necessarily him, but like the Eshkin family hires people on, and like that's one of your things is like, hey, you know, as a part-time gig, can you run this and kind of do the thing where you draw people in one step at a time, agree to this, this isn't illegal, agree to this, well, that's a little dubious, and then you go straight for the well, you've already worked for him twice. Here's the straight up crime. Do you do that?
Yeah. I like going into the gritty part, like just move something from oh, I definitely had an episode during this. The place where they keep the evidence. Like
Oh, yeah.
just like move one like it's not for like a murder or anything. It's just, this guy like got caught with something they shouldn't have, like a low grade drug charge, you know. It's like, can you just have that go away? That might be interesting. Or like if Reese comes to you guys, like for all intents and purposes, Reese is an amazing human being, you know? Like, hey, help Reese out. He's on probation. Like if he gets anything that against him, he's gonna go to jail for like 6 months. Or Mo Branson, some of the good guys. That's interesting. Okay.
Or even like King Rat, you know, have King Rat be useful to him as a source of, you know, information because he's easily manipulated and be like, okay, something's bad's going to happen to him because, you know, he's kind of a crazy guy. Well, you'd help him out, right? That wouldn't be so wrong to, you know, help this guy who's obviously going to get abused by the system and then
Yeah.
kind of work your way up from there.
Can you just keep an eye out for him while he's there, you know?
Or even just be like, you know what, you know, why don't you drop the charges against him and just get him released or something like that because it's going to be bad for him and just kind of slow walk people towards it.
I like that idea of something maybe either the first or the second part when King Rat's not directly involved with anything of just like hey, if he goes into prison, like he's gonna get abused badly because they won't keep him separated from the other things. Like you'd help. Yeah, I like that. Just bend it, like definitely bending the law there. Okay. Having Laura Barnes be part of the problem, unknowingly part of the problem, was that a betrayal too far? Because I originally had her written as a total stand-up person who did accidentally kill someone for the Ushings. Like it just happened. Like didn't wasn't paid to do it or anything. Her power did do something wrong or whatever. And then she got sent here, and then the Ushings just happened to show up in her backyard. So it would just be like this big red herring that she never worked for him or anything. She's still a good guy. But it started to make too much sense that like I need someone. I was going to use Big Trouble to trigger the electricity. I'm like, well, why not just use Static? Use Laura Barnes. That seems
I feel like for the world, like the ultimate after this world you're trying to build, it makes sense that there would be a higher up in the police force. Part of the problem.
yeah. And like
I think maybe the way like the reveal happened, I wasn't totally sold when it happened. It took a minute.
so
So the how maybe a little bit more, but and like yeah, like the build up, like we were suspicious, but I don't know that there was anything like concrete. I mean, you gave things that later in hindsight were concrete, but
Laura build
um,
up because
yeah,
trying to get to the idea of where she's being manipulated or he's being manipulated, as it were, but unknowingly so. Like he just goes and has
mm,
coffee with this old dude once a week. It's just something that he always does. And they do this like little like greeting thing where they touch foreheads together or whatever. And like just totally that's how he keeps plugged in every week about something weird's going on. Can just change it every time. So every time he thinks, wait a minute, am I the bad guy? Just be like, nope, you're a good person. I just need you to be here at this point in time. So I don't know.
I think we're all really mature and accomplished role players for the most part. But handing off like concepts of like betrayal in the party or even like betrayal by a higher up, being able to kidnap a member of the party, like it's actually kind of higher level RPG stuff that some groups do not know how to deal with.
Yeah.
So if that's a really like key point, having a new game master run this sort of thing, the next game they run, everybody else might be like, well, who can we believe? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's for a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing, it could kill a group really fast.
Yeah. The kidnapping, I really want that to be an option, but I'm going to say that that is option. Like, don't chase after it. You can send a message and like, hey, I tried to get, like, I got recruited. Don't try and kidnap them. Just do that part of it. I think is what I might end up doing. Yeah. I know as far as like messing with like the person who's been in there on their side from day one. Yeah. That's a tough betrayal to handle. I agree.
For some folks. That's
I mean, you could honestly write it both ways, where it could be a betrayal, or you just tweak the scene at the end to where there's some reason, Lieutenant Barnes gets a call from someone and, hey, you need to shut this machine down. And she just tries to electrify, and whoops, that's the trigger, not the shutdown.
Yep. Like she was going to lead you guys in there was one of my ideas. Is like, yeah, no, she's going in there like smiting people as she goes in to try and stop this or, the best possible way. Um, and that could still work just fine, I think. Um,
Maybe, maybe part of the recap, if we're all up for. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
nope, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say maybe it's part of the recap. Maybe we just go through her, well, go through Laura's sort of history, right? Like, what's the actual factual path that that person followed through. I think there might be more opportunities to build pieces into the various stages of
The
the
earlier stuff.
experience, right? Yeah, like if depending on, because what I'm still not entirely clear, I think I've got it, is that there was a person who had these sort of things happen in their past. They made the decision to what was the Mars movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Total
Total
Recall.
Recall. They total recalled themselves, right? And switched a lot of really foundational things about themselves to be in the right place at the right time for the family, right? And so, what is that? Um, what are some pieces some extra breadcrumbs,
Mm,
right? Like especially pieces, and it might be particularly poignant about identity, right? Because stories about mutants in society are not about mutants, right? They're about identity. And so how could you build some pieces about that in, right? Where, what is it that Laura Barnes would say that might key us into either to build our trust in that person, or making the betrayal even deeper, or to sort of reveal that there's this underlying tension that's more than just mutant, right? Mutant in a non-mutant
yeah,
world, right? So how do you build those identity components more deeply into the whole structure of what you've produced?
yeah,
So I think for that character, it was well developed, and maybe there were more breadcrumbs there than I was picking up on. Um, but I wonder if there might be more opportunities to add uh, some, maybe not moral pieces to it, but sort of identity pieces to it. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think maybe a little disclaimer you could throw in there, like if this is a not super well established group, you may want to sit down and discuss with your group that this is like a set piece adventure. This does lead into like setting up a setting. It's not completely open ended. You're not going to do whatever you want and have it go out, This is going to end in a certain direction, and we're kind of just discovering it together because I honestly liked the idea that it was a set piece, and I don't really particularly mind that it was going to a certain conclusion. I thought that was all neat and a nice touch. But if you were worried about it, maybe just putting a thing in there. Hey, if you think this might be a bit much for your group, just sit down, let them know expectations for this campaign is that this is a set piece scenario. If that's not something you're interested in, we'll run something else. But otherwise, we do this.
it's a good idea.
But I did enjoy it. I thought that was a nice touch.
Right on. I like the idea if I can figure out like there's three different levels of success. Like one where the whole city just gets annihilated somehow, right? Or like where it all goes off. One where it all goes off and like the Federalists 100% get into power. Or like this part happens and like the Federalists like they for sure become a third party. Or this happens here and everything's kind of revealed and like, well, no, they're just a hate group, like like I want them to exist politically in this new world, so I think they'll become a third party no matter what. Just depends how powerful they are, I guess, and how much of the city's destroyed. And I think that's going to be interesting because that's going to be like a rallying cry, like don't let what happened in the tri-state area happen here, will be the big rally cry. And I like the idea though of like some of you guys as agents made it out alive, and then now you're like you've been recruited as like, hey, you were there. We want you on this new team that we're forming. Like people are gonna hate you, but it's I think it's a fascinating way to go too. Like, now, these are all fantastic. Thank you guys so much. And it is getting late again. As like that's it. We're done. Like we won't meet again. Send me like, yeah, please email me information, kind of information, how you want to show up in it. I will be sending out emails for the next thing that I'm going to play test. I have a new thing called Legends of the Cursed Riders that I need to play test. I just released it like yesterday or 2 days ago, where it's a Weird West setting, You are cursed, all of you. You're either like a werewolf or like a fairy creature, or you're the undead. And all your friends are too. And you've come to this Wild West area called the Cursed Territories, and you have to collect 10 souls or pay off 10 souls to the Baroness by doing weird West stuff. There's some religion, there's a lot of folk stories from the old country that have come over, boogeymen, wendigos, stuff like that, and also old-fashioned revivals. Faith plays a decent part in it too. So if you're at all interested in checking out, let me know. So, right on.
Thank you. It's
Thank
been
you,
a pleasure.
everyone.
Yeah, it's
Thank
been
you.
fun.
Bye.
Absolutely.
Um,
Bye, guys.